Hello and welcome to episode 114 of the DaebakCast. This is a weekly podcast where the three of us finally, again, come together each week to talk about K-pop and whatever's current in the industry. This week we got a shitload of album reviews, so look forward to that. And yeah, I guess before I go into the rest of my spiel, I'll explain why I haven't been on the past few weeks.
Yeah,
I'm
who
now
are
in
you again?
Korea. I'm Jacob, your normal host, usually.
Hashtag no
Anyways,
blow note.
hashtag no blow note. Now I'm currently in Korea. This is my dorm room in Seoul. That's why my setup is so like freshman year of college again, underneath the bunk bed. Yeah, basically, I've been trying to figure out like how I'm supposed to record. First, the internet was being really horrible in my room. Then I tried to find another place, and then I couldn't find anywhere because I thought there were study rooms on campus, but those aren't private. Blah, blah, blah. Here we are. So now I'm in my dorm room with the door shut, and I've got Discord up on my tablet, music on my phone, and I'm recording on my laptop. It's the most jank setup ever. But we're here. We're here. We're doing it. So,
Yep.
without further ado, as always, I'm joined by Nate.
I like your pheromone. Thanks,
What?
VAV. That was a line in VAV's single.
VAV.
Shout out to XZ for being the first person to notice that I changed my background for the first time since we started this podcast.
Yeah.
So now
I'm
it's
jelly.
my Tiffany concert poster as well as the fan banner and my entry wristband.
That's something I would frame and put like in the center of my house. No, I'm kidding.
No, well, I mean, when I get my house, one of the bedrooms is basically gonna be a studio, probably. So
Yeah.
my background will be
A shrine.
I'll actually hang it instead of
That's an
having it
SD
leaning
shrine.
against the wall. Yeah.
All right. Also, as always, I'm joined by Andrew, who usually has three things.
Number one, I finally got around to watching Captain Marvel, which was pretty good. There was a
I
twist
liked
I
it.
didn't expect. I was talking about it with Jacob, but we'll see where that leads. That's not the primary thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about mostly how I completely forgot that Brie Larson had a music career before becoming an actress.
Wait, really?
Yeah, she
I didn't know that.
she was like a singer in like the mid 2000s, and I specifically remember her music because she opened for Jesse McCartney, aka
Okay.
formerly of
Okay.
the boy band Dream Street, because when he did his solo like career tour thing, Brie Larson was the opening act. And my sister was
That's
obsessed
funny.
with Jesse McCartney, so she managed to end up listening to Brie Larson's music, and I'm just like, it's all coming back to me now. I don't know if I like specifically put all of this like out of my knowledge or in a locked it away deep in part of my brain, but I just completely remembered it, and it just blew me away. It's crazy.
Of course
to
she
think
does music. She did music in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. Oh, freaking the best song in Scott Pilgrim, Black Sheep or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Damn, Scott Pilgrim's such a good movie too. Like, I know it's a joke. It's like, Scott Pilgrim's a hidden gem or something like that. But no, seriously, it did not get enough love when it first came out. So, number two, in Discord, we've been simultaneously running our K-pop March Madness brackets. So, rating like best idols sort of thing. And this week we just started the NCAA March Madness bracket group thing. Where we pick our favorite college teams and see how many we get correct. And just spoiler alert, I'm not getting that many correct. Currently, we have Jade in the lead. Oh, this is recorded on Saturday morning, so this is before round two. After one round, we have Jade and Baron and Egg as our top three. We'll see who ends up getting it correct towards the end. I mean, my final four is still intact. That's all I care about, honestly. But yeah, we'll see. Whoever wins gets 1 month of Discord Nitro, so it should be fun.
Except Jacob.
Hey, except for Jacob and I. I already have.
By the way,
Nitro.
Irene and Kai won the visual bracket.
Hey.
I voted for Taeyeon.
I voted for Taeyeon and Taemin.
Yeah.
Gen
Me
2.
too, actually. Yeah.
Gen
me
2
too.
stands.
Hashtag SM bias.
Gen 2 should have beat the 100%. The Discord's SM biased. Top 4 was all
okay.
SM. Gen 2 versus Gen 3.
And number 3, there was some like madness on Discord the other day where literally they were playing Russian roulette with a
Why did they
auto
give a
kick
bot? Why did they give a bot the ability to
I
kick
don't
people?
know. They were like, okay,
Cooper, what's wrong with you?
Let's use auto kick to just mess around and purge the
They
chat.
kicked PD of all
They kicked
people.
form of therapy. What the hell? Everyone was like, no. And then everyone's name got changed to O for some reason. I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
I looked today and Cooper's name was Michael.
Why? Well, stop changing your names.
Or was that yesterday? I don't know.
I don't know.
Hi,
I don't know.
Michael.
Anyway, this is just a big advertisement for our Discord. It's Mucho Lit. That's the easiest way you can contact us. It's where you can keep up with all the news and everything, and we'll usually give our first thoughts on our Discord. So yeah. Also, just a minor sort of programming note. Produce Cast is coming back next week. The week that this releases, potentially. We're going to start covering Produce X101, and we have Jacob as our on-site reporter. It doesn't start till May, so I don't know how much. That's the thing, you can only cover it for like 2 months, and then
what if we had a a thing on Discord where Discord chooses like who I vote for?
Yeah, no,
like,
that's actually a good idea. Yeah, where we'll get Discord to vote on your behalf.
I have a Korean phone number, so I can do it.
Yeah, so we're gonna rig the system entirely.
Yep, through my one vote.
Yep. Yeah. And that's all I had to say today for my 3 things.
Yes. All right. So I guess without further ado, I mentioned before I'm Jacob #NoBono, and also sorry in advance if my audio sounds like crap. We're running on old equipment, so
it's okay. He's got a snowball. Back to the snowball days.
Yes. All right. So, anyways, let's get into our first review. And I believe Andrew is going to lead that topic.
You don't cover the.
Just block the camera with your phone.
Yeah, I'll just be like this.
Okay, so for first review is Baek Yerin, or according to YouTube, Yerin Baek.
No,
I don't know why.
Wrong.
That sounds so weird.
On iTunes, it's like that too.
Yeah, well, I think she goes professionally by Yerin Baek, but I just know her as Baek Yerin. Baek Yerin.
Did she study in America or anything like that?
I have no idea. She knows English and everything, so she must.
Yeah.
Same thing with, Jamie went to school in like.
Yeah, she went to international school, I think, in like Thailand or something like that.
Yeah, so that explains it. Anyway, we're going to be covering Baek Yerin's most recent mini album, her first comeback in God knows how long. It's entitled Our Love Is Great.
Spent 2 years living in New York, where her family now lives.
Okay.
So
she's a local. So
she was born in Korea.
For those of you that don't know who Baek Yerin is, she is a member of 15 and. I don't know if 15 and still exists.
A group that doesn't exist.
Wait, did they disband?
They're just doing their own thing. So
Neither of them have put out music other than like this. Jimin put out like one song in the last 4 years.
Yeah, Jimin.
No, she had a mini album last year.
Yeah, Jamie.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But before that, she hadn't put out music like years.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Honestly, they're both so good. I wish they'd have a 15 and come back, but maybe they're just both not really interested in
doing a duo.
So
because their music is vastly different. So Baek Yerin, member of 15 and she's a member of a rock band that she started last year called the Volunteers. She's been doing a lot of SoundCloud music and a lot of like stuff on her own for the past couple of years.
I didn't know she had a rock band.
Yeah, she was.
Check that out.
Yeah, she's the lead singer and guitarist for a band called the Volunteers. So yeah, she's just been doing her own thing for the past couple of years, and this is her first release under JYP in like 2 years or 2 or 3 years, possibly. It's been a while. So getting into the review, we're starting off with Mary and the Witch's Flower. Now, if you're looking on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever, they spelled it wrong. It's spelled Merry, but I double checked the the title, and I was correct. She had like in parentheses it has the Japanese. It's supposed to be Mary and the Witch's Flower, Mary, because it's based off of. It's named after this anime, which we're totally not sponsored by, but I love the anime movie Mary and the Witch's Flower. It's by Studio Ponok, which is it's like an offshoot of Studio Ghibli. It's made by former Studio Ghibli animators, and this was their first big major release. So,
okay.
I don't want to go too into the weeds about the plot, but it's basically like anime Harry Potter. If that makes sense. It's kind of it's so basically kind of like similar to whatchamacallit. God, well, I forget the anime. The one that's by Trigger.
Okay. Little Witch
Academia. Yeah, it's basically like Little Witch Academia, but like Studio Ghibli-fied or Studio Ponok-fied.
Okay.
Anyway.
The title on iTunes is correct, by the way.
Okay, yeah, it's just
Mary and the Witch's Flower.
It's just people on Spotify that can't spell.
Spotify there's a bunch of stuff screwed up because one of Heize's songs has a typo in it, and like, and the
wait, it's spelled wrong. MERRY is wrong.
Yeah, MERRY.
Yeah, it's MARY.
It's MARY.
The person, like the name Mary.
Yeah, no,
Mary,
it's wrong on iTunes too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I guess whoever was entering the metadata,
whoever romanized it. Yeah,
whoever romanized it. Yeah. Anyway, into the actual song. This might be one of like the actual like instrumental intro might actually be one of my favorite like intros to an album I've ever heard. At least the K-pop. Just like the wind chimes and like the whole like piano thing. It basically kind of reminds me of the musical direction that they went with in the game Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's basically just a lot of like atmospheric, like almost like background music type things where it's trying to stay out of the way too much, and then once it kicks into the actual song, it's like this like really nice R&B beat. And this is when I remembered how much I love Baek Yerin's voice. Just her voice is arguably some of the best in K-pop. And I think it's totally fitting. This song completely fits the theme of like Mary and the Witch's Flower. Like you can straight up make an AMV to this using this song, and it's cool. It's like a random like sort of inspiration to pull from, but I really enjoyed this song a lot just because of how well I thought it fit with the theme and how good just Baek Yerin her voice is. And I'm just gonna be saying that a lot for this whole album. So
yeah.
Am I next? I always forget the order. So
yeah, you're next.
It's you after Andrew. You're always after Andrew.
So yeah. All right. So it's basically the order on which it's on my screen. Okay. So like it starts out with very like ambient pianos and bells and chimes and stuff, which I really liked. It gave it like kind of like a mystical or magical feeling, which definitely fits if it's supposed to be something like Little Witch Academia or like that movie, which I haven't seen, but based on your description, definitely seems fitting. And like as soon as Yerin's voice starts in the song, like I knew I'd really like this. Like I was super into it. She has like a very like nice, like thick sound to her voice, like thick like a milkshake, if that makes sense.
That's usually used in other contexts, but sure. THICC, man.
No. Okay, whatever. Anyways, I'm not sure if it's like due to the equipment or the environment they use to achieve this sound, or if it's just her voice. But I really, really like how it sounds, production wise. I really like the drum set that was used in the song. I thought that sounded really clean, and again, like the use of ambient noise throughout the whole song, I think really like sets it apart. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed this.
Yeah, I loved the intro. I like how it made you feel like the song was just going to be an intro to the album, when really it's an intro to like the actual song, which we don't really get very often.
It's the like intro that became a whole song.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's like our holy grail, basically. Where it's like, oh, this should have been a full song.
Yeah. I thought the piano line during it was awesome, and like you said, Andrew, like the wind chimes, it kind of gives it like a small town, like countryside Europe town feeling. If that makes sense.
That is literally Mary and the Witch's Flower. It's like you know Studio Ghibli. They're or in like again Studio Ponok. They're inspired by a lot of just like fantasy, European fantasy, just like old
fairy tales and stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought it was cool that it kind of ended with like the weird sci-fi synth to like lead into the actual song. I'm glad they continued that wind chime throughout the song too.
Oh yeah,
it definitely added a lot. After the first verse, what stood out was like the harmony humming part that she does. But yeah, overall she just, and like you guys said, for the whole album, she just showed off like why she's such a like widely renowned vocalist. Her vocals are just so good. And I like how many instrumental changes there are throughout the song, while keeping that like acoustic laid back vibe.
Yep. Our next track is the single entitled "Maybe It's Not Our Fault." So I mentioned before, Baek Yerin kind of took like a sabbatical, quote unquote, from JYP, or putting out music under JYP, and I feel like that influenced the kind of music that she drew inspiration from, or the direction that she decided to take this album towards, because going with like this, I don't know, like lo-fi like type song as the single, it's not something you would expect from a JYP artist. And yeah, it's so unique, just her circumstances, that like the way that she just sort of put out music like this.
I still can't believe she's still under JYP, to be honest.
And no,
like, this is so unlike them.
And no, the thing is, like, she pretty much, this album secured her position at JYP because she got an all kill. She got a real time all kill.
Awesome.
Yeah, she got a real time all kill with this. So there, she's definitely gonna promote this, and she's definitely gonna get this secured, like her future there, essentially. So,
good.
This song was probably the perfect one to go with as the single. Like it, I see the line, or I see like the progression that she's made as an artist over the past year or two, where like she put out a song, it's later on here, but she put out a song in like 2017 that sort of started experimenting with these vibes. Then in 2018, she put out a cover of La 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 Love Song, which is straight up was like the whole city pop type thing. So incorporating all of that into this original song, again, I could see the progression that she's made as an artist, and how she's always involved in the production and the writing of her own songs, and you could definitely see that growth that she's made. And I definitely have to mention the music video. It's pretty dope. It's like she doesn't show up in it or anything. It's just basically like someone's hands. I'm guessing it maybe Baek Yerin's doing like a scrapbook sort of thing. Like it's basically like a giant like Muji advertisement. There's like, it's like scrapbooking and like washi tape and like Muji pens, and there's some parts that are like animated with like almost like pencil drawing sort of things. So it's a really cool. I love the whole like vibe and aesthetic of it. So it's incredibly fitting with the song. So it just, everything about this was perfect. Jacob.
Oh, okay. So for Maybe It's Not Our Fault, like the first thing I said about it was, I know Andrew's gonna love this song. That was like the first sentence of my book. Yeah, it's like, it has a very like again like lo-fi, like hip hop, or like city pop sort of vibe to it, which I really hope she sticks with, because I think it really fits her. And not many people are doing it in K-pop. Like we got Yubin, we got Baek Yerin, and we got Yoon Jung-shin. Like that's about it. But they're not coming out with a ton of music all the time.
Yeah.
So I think it's a niche that people want and like, and I think it's one that she could definitely fill really well, especially with her voice. Like as in the last track, like her vocals sound so clean. I really, really like what they did. I'm curious if they used a different studio than they normally would at JYP, or if they did somewhere else, because
maybe she was probably doing this like on her own, and it just so ended up being, it seems entirely like with the style of music that she's putting out, it seems like she must have just been working on this project on her own, and then it just ended up, okay, you can release it under JYP.
I'm wondering if maybe she did it at her house. Like, who knows? Like,
Yeah.
because I feel like maybe what's making it sound so like nice and thick is maybe there's a bit of like ambient noise in the
Yeah.
recording, which is not a bad thing. Like a lot of like some of the best like rock records and stuff have like a lot of ambient noise in the background, and that really like makes the sound. Like I was watching a documentary recently, Foo Fighters Sonic Highways.
Yeah.
They go to all these different studios around the country, and it really made me
Yeah,
appreciate like the
specifically record
difference
there.
between like the different studios, like how it affects the
Mhm.
record. So I've been like thinking about that a lot recently, and yeah, it's made me a lot more like curious, I guess, when I listen to this kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, the instrumental in this song, like paired with the vocals, I think it works really well, and it sets up a really, really like dope vibe. I really,
Mhm.
really enjoy the vibe of the whole album. Honestly, like I think
Yeah.
it's really cohesive and really great.
Yeah,
So
that's one thing to give props for. It feels like a proper album again, not just like a smattering of
yeah,
singles, which is usually what we get in K-pop. So, Nate,
yep,
your thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought like it was an awesome like beat and instrumental intro. Like you said, Jacob, it gave me like a classic hip hop feel almost.
yeah,
The beat. And then yeah, the instrumental build up like to drop into her singing was great because like once it dropped it was back into the more like laid back side. And her voice is just so smooth and so easy to listen to. Throughout the song, I really liked the guitar part mixed with the like chimes. Again, it kind of matched the same feeling of that last song where we get that like wind chimey synth going on mixed with the guitar. And I loved that it ended with a short guitar solo and a purely instrumental outro. Like you said, the music video was really cool. I mean, it was overall it was a pretty standard like artsy indie music video. But I do like the like moving drawing aesthetic. That always is like a interesting style that looks good.
Moving on, we have Dear My Dear My Blue, which probably is my favorite track on the entire album. I mean, it's kind of ironic because this is literally there's like no instrumentation outside of like the piano essentially in this entire song. But as someone who's loved like female solo artists that kind of do piano based songs like this, kind of like a Regina Spektor or a Clara C type person, just that's all you need basically, like the rawness in her voice mixed with the sort of almost like casualness of the piano playing where she's just letting the chords fade out depending on whatever she's playing. So yeah, it's effective enough to sort of get the message or the point of the song across. And yeah, and another thing to note is, yeah, a lot of the songs that she does on here are like straight up like entirely in English, and she's definitely been messing around with songs in English. Like she, I believe, yeah, she's put out like English covers, or she's put out songs that are exclusively in English. Obviously, growing up in America, she's gonna sort of do that from time to time. Her entire songwriting process might even be in English. Who knows? So, yeah, I'm glad that we're getting a mix of. It's not just like all Korean stuff, not just English stuff. It's a pretty decent mix on that front.
Yeah. Like my first impression was like the piano playing in this is so delicate and beautiful. Like I love like not everything has to be super like loud and big.
Busy.
You know, like I do like love when that kind of stuff happens and it works well. But like you know, there's also beauty and simplicity a lot of times as well. So like you know, again, like the delicate piano playing, it's very understated, and it kind of I guess it puts more emphasis on her vocal performance, which is I think what I like the best. Like honestly, I think she's one of the best vocalists like in K-pop right now. Like based on this album at least, like her performance was fantastic. Like the song gives off kind of almost like I don't want to say show tune, but like it's like something maybe it would be on a movie OST.
Yeah.
I could see. Like I can
I feel
almost see like a physical scene being set up while she sings this. Um, and yeah, like also one part in particular of the song that I really enjoyed was the long wait of silence. I thought that was really really effective, and then it picks up and leads perfectly like transition wise into the next song,
that. Mm.
which I thought was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, some people were like on Discord. I think it was Claudia. Was like, "Is there something wrong with the track?" Like it just cuts off immediately. No, I'm pretty sure it's that was on. It was an artistic choice to like have it like
Yeah,
just
for the
abruptly
album,
end.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I pretty much agree with you, Jacob. Like, to me, this felt like a musical like ballad, because with just the piano and her singing it, it's very sparse and it has that feeling of like being on a stage. It reminds me of my favorite IU song is Last Fantasy, which is another song like this. It's like almost like a Disney ballad,
Yeah,
like
basically.
movie ballad type thing, because it's very musical sounding. And yeah, I just thought it was a really good idea to have a song like this on the album, and she sounds amazing. This is definitely my favorite song on the album.
Yeah, and so far on this, like between the three tracks, we've definitely gotten like different vibes or different sort of like genres that she's tackled.
And the next one's definitely different.
Leading perfectly into the next song entitled
I wasn't
Our
expecting this.
Our Love Is Great. So it's got this like vocalization, like a do 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 do, like you think it's gonna go into R&B, then out of nowhere you just hear this like reggae guitar drop in. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Completely out of left field for me. It's like basically a mix of like reggae with like modern indie music and like pulling influences from like 80s soft rock type of stuff. Like it's this weird like smorgasbord of influences.
I
need to find out if I can buy this physically, because honestly, this is such a great album.
Please get me a copy.
Probably.
Oh, I need a copy. I need this deserves like a physical like spot in my collection. So
yeah,
the instrumental again, incredible. Basically, it's so unique how they do the instrumentation here, because obviously in reggae you're doing stuff that's a lot of like off time, so like so you got that going, and then at the same time you've got the string section that's on beat. It's like the da da da. So you've got those sort of going back and forth, off beat and on beat sort of thing. It's so, she definitely wears her influences on her sleeve, as I mentioned before, pulling from like city pop and like SoundCloud type music. Her vocals in this 100% she's pulling from stuff like Hyako or like other like indie rock type stuff. Like you can, I feel the same sort of like delivery and cadence in the way she's singing on this track, and so the way that she's able to tailor her voice for specific genres like this, because the way that she's singing on like Maybe It's Not Our Fault isn't the same as how she's singing on Dear My Blue, isn't the same as how she's singing on Our Love Is Great. So she definitely shows off the versatility, not only in the genres that she's tackling on this album, but also the way that she's delivering her vocal performance on this album. So I think that's just amazing, and it shows the attention to detail that she has over how she's trying to sort of like concoct or like build together this album.
Yeah, so like literally my reaction to the reggae part was like the same as yours. Like I was listening to it's gonna be an R&B, bam, reggae. Like I was really unexpected, but yeah, I really appreciate like that kind of thing, like where it like kind of sets you up for something and it kind of takes a right turn, like just immediately. Yeah, like I don't have any specific comments for this song, but like I seriously like can't get over like how good her singing is on this album. Like it's really really what like is the icing on the cake, I guess, for this whole thing, is like her vocals are so good. And again, like the recording just, it sounds really really great. So wait, do you know who produced, or did she do it all herself?
I'll look up who she worked with, but I know she produced. I know she's did most of the. She's always involved in the songwriting and production process. So I'll look it up. You can continue.
Either way, like everything just sounds so great and fresh. Like if K-pop weren't a genre on iTunes, like I'd probably put this under alternative. not pop or R&B, to be honest.
Yeah, this
because
this
like
isn't
she
K-pop.
takes so many different she takes so much. Well, I mean, K-pop's not really a genre, but that could be another topic on its own. But like
Mhm.
it's like taking from so many different genres and influences and putting them all together, and like that is my favorite thing in music. That's why like outside of K-pop, like my biggest like genre, so to speak, is alternative. Like
Mm.
I
Yeah.
just love the experimentation. So
Mhm.
yeah, like I'm really really happy with this album so far, and this song is no exception.
Yeah, it was her and someone named Cloud.
Cloud,
Gulum.
Cloud Strife.
Um, they produced pretty much the whole album, and then Car the Garden obviously helped with the song that he was
Yeah.
on. So yeah, for me, like you, just to mirror what you guys said, yeah, I thought there was like an awesome acapella opening, and it leads into like a really unexpected reggae beat. And yeah, another song where the instrumental and beat give me like a more classic hip hop vibe, like
Yeah.
with her like chill vocals on top. This song is definitely much more like R&B than the others. Like just more, but with that reggae beat. And I really love the vocal layering in the pre-chorus. That stood out to me a lot.
She definitely makes a good use of vocal layering in some of the songs.
And I love
definitely.
it. I love vocal layering. So
Yep. Next, we've got I Don't Know featuring Car the Garden. This was originally a song she put out on her SoundCloud from 2017. I think she put it down because I'm guessing she wanted to put it on the album. Or once it's under JYP, she just didn't want to have it somewhere else.
Yeah, can't. Yeah.
So yeah, perfect choice to have Car the Garden on here. Just he's got the same sort of vibe going for his music. It's just like this 90s R&B sort of thing. Again, you definitely feel the influences or where she's sort of pulling her inspiration from. It's kind of got like the same like vibe that Dean had on his first album. Basically, it's kind of basically like her own version of Dean's like Half Moon, just sort of like this chill R&B type thing. It's definitely, and this is where she like has like more of a relaxed delivery as well. Also, just again goes to show how much I love her songwriting, where the chorus could have just been da 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 like over and over again, but there at the end it's like da 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 da. It's got that like sort of dip into minor and like the sort of like trill or like the nice like sort of accent at the end of it. Like the way she writes her choruses, or like the way they set it up, it's just way more interesting than just like some random R&B song could be. So
Yeah. So like I'd say like the biggest standout for me in this song is the bass line. I think the bass line that's used throughout the song is amazing. Like it's super nice and really really deep. Baekhyun's voice, I think it melds really well with Car the Garden, and I think that was a really smart feature. It was one I was surprised to see too, actually, but like in hindsight it makes a lot of sense because I think their music kind of works well together. Yeah, like I thought, like they're both two like really great sounding singers, and I was really happy to see the feature on the album. So yeah, another really great song.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Like this type of song fits Car the Garden perfectly, so obviously it makes sense that he helped produce it. There's a really awesome piano part during the second verse. It gives it like a really dreamy, like mysterious like type of vibe. And I like the use of brass in the background, but it's super muted so that it doesn't overpower her voice. And also the instrumentals during Car the Garden's part, like I love strings that sound like that. So that part definitely stood out to me. But yeah, overall it's just a really awesome, like dreamy sounding R&B duet.
Yep. Next, we've got "See You Again," the cover of the Wiz Khalifa song.
Wiz Khalifa song. Fuck that guy.
With Charlie Puth. Just kidding.
Rest in peace.
Should have been a Taeyeon cover of Mama. I'm still mad.
Okay, so this song is back to like the indie rock vibe, and at this point I'd love to hear an entire, I know she's got like the whole thing going with the Volunteers. They're definitely more of like a different style of indie, or just like almost more like even like surf rock to some degree, or almost punk. But I'd love this. I'd love to see an entire album of hers just like this with this type of music, like just like the straight up like indie type thing. Or I'd love to see like a freaking Becky and Kyoko collaboration. Like I'm sure that could be arranged.
Dude,
that destroy freaking Becky Hinn's vocals with Choco's vocals, just like that destroy the universe.
That's why I need to find her band on iTunes.
I can't find it. It's only on SoundCloud, I think, and like YouTube clips. I don't know. Maybe they have something like in Korea, but I don't know. I can't find it anymore.
It could be because it's completely like indie. They don't have a label.
Yeah, they don't have a label. It's just Becky and like people from another band. I'm pretty sure. I wouldn't be surprised if the bandmates from the Volunteers are actually the ones doing like the instrumentals to this. She's just. And
that'd be
probably.
Yeah, it'd make the most sense. But yeah, so I love the indie rock vibe it's got going. Specifically, there's this like in the chorus, there's this like like this really nice staccato, like picking like sort of sequence going into it. So as opposed to a lot of the like legato, like really just like letting everything fade out and like chord type things that they've been using so far. So yeah, it's a really like I really just want to see an entire album of Beckett and doing this, in all honesty.
So like so this is probably my favorite song on the album, I think. Like the really funky like bass line lends to like a really catchy instrumental that you could actually like dance to. Despite the song overall being like pretty chill, which I like that sort of like dichotomy, I think. I really like the way that Yerin like sings along with the instrumental. I think it like the way she's kind of like riding along it, like it just fits like a glove, if that makes sense. I think she really outdid herself on this song, and moreover on the album overall. Like, yeah, this is definitely my favorite. And like you said, like maybe it's because of like the indie rock vibe, and that's definitely like one of my main genres of music listening. So yeah, I really, really love this.
Yeah. I love the bass line and the tone she uses in the song mixed with like the acoustic rock give me a really, really give me a ton of like Yuna vibes. Like her older music is 100% like this, very rock focused. And yeah, just her tone in the song is very similar to Yuna's tone. So yeah, I loved this song a lot, and I love the focus the instruments get. With giving the guitar a solo after the first chorus and stuff like that. It definitely, like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if this had her rock band was like the one actually doing this song.
Yeah, because it feels like a song that a band would put out, not that not a song that a solo artist would put out. So it definitely it'd make the most sense. And closing out the album, we've got I Don't Know, the 2019 version. So this is a remixed instrumental of the previous song, and I love how it just basically completely changed the genre of it entirely. We go from like this chill, like lo-fi R&B boom bap beat type thing with I Don't Know, the one version with Car the Garden, and then this one it's more of like a essentially like an electric guitar focused ballad track, and it works just as well because again, like we've shown again on Dear My Blue, like really all you need is just Yerin's voice to help carry the song. There's enough musicality in her voice to just carry it on her own that something like this would work entirely. And again, I like the contrast between the two styles of songs, just how different they sound. So I enjoy both versions pretty much equally.
Yeah, I really appreciate the like slow, like chill guitar playing in the song. I think it makes it very simplistic, but I think it works really well on this track. Like it puts, again, like I said with the piano on a previous song, like it puts emphasis on her vocal performance, and I think it really gives a more like raw feeling to it. Like again, like recently I've been going back and listening to a lot of like punk rock and alternative rock, and like that was something that's very common in that kind of thing, especially in like the like from like the like late 80s early 90s, like that kind of scene. It's very like, again, low fidelity, but like it's raw, and you kind of get what you get, you know.
Like
I really like that sort of thing.
It doesn't sound like overproduced, and even like the vocals themselves are like have a raw quality to it. So
it gives it
Mhm.
more like tactility to it. Like I feel like I can feel the song more, and
Yeah.
I think honestly, I feel like um, I like the more raw feeling stuff because the imperfections kind of give it
Yeah.
character. I guess it feels more alive, if that makes
Mm.
sense.
Yeah,
So
it's not some
yeah,
Mhm.
overproduced like by the numbers type stuff at all.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you guys said. The only other note I had was I really like the use of silence like halfway through to because it
Mm.
mimics a drop without any actual like build up or a drop
Mm.
at all. Like if that makes sense. Um, it's not like what you think of with an EDM drop with a huge build up and then the actual drop. It's just it kind of mimics that same type of feeling in a completely different type of song.
Yep. All right, on to the scores. So, for those of you joining us for the
Yes.
first time, our scoring system is as follows. We're rating it out of 10 with a maximum of 7 points for the music and a maximum of 3 for the concept. So, for Beckedin's Our Love is Great, I'm going to go with, I split up my music points into 3.5 for single, 3.5 for album. I'm giving full marks for music entirely, so everything, the entire musical aspect of this album was just perfect. It's probably just on the music front, it's probably the leading candidate for my favorite album of the year so far, and I don't know if anything is gonna beat it. Just cause, like, I don't even know like anything more traditionally like K-pop can beat something like this. Just because I feel like you don't get this level of artistry in just traditional pop music all too often. So it sets a high bar definitely musically. Concept wise, I'm only going to give it 2.5 out of 3. Again, like the music video, as much as I loved it, it didn't go too crazy, but I still loved the sort of visual aesthetic that they were going for with the album. So this is my highest score so far of the year, a 9.5 out of 10.
So I actually gave it the same score as Andrew. I did a 7 out of 7 for music because like every single song was so good.
Yeah.
Like musically, I think this album, like if we were going only on music, I would give this a 10 out of 10.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like again for concept, we take the music video and things like that into account. So like though I might like the music on this a lot more than a lot more than one that I did give a 10, I think
Mhm.
concept wise, it didn't like super blow me away, and it's more like music focused. So I didn't want to take off a ton of points on this, so I gave it a 2.5 out of 3. So overall, 9.5 out of 10.
Jacob, for the second time it has happened.
What?
This is a throbbingly Daebak album because
We
I
all
also gave it a 9.5, 7 for music,
Oh god, now
2.5
I gotta get the
for
blurry shiny.
concept. So yeah, pretty much the exact same as you guys. I have perfect marks for music. Overall, I wish the music video would have been a little bit more
Yeah,
creative. I think I liked it a lot and it was creative, but it was still very it's what you'd expect from like a indie
yeah,
R&B type of artist music video. So that's why I
yeah.
dropped half a point on the
For
concept.
me, like it just didn't make me go like wow,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like visually.
Um,
It didn't like visually stimulate me that much, so I think that's
yeah.
what
I mean, I
turned
love
me off
Muji,
from it, I
so
guess.
it's essentially, like I said, it's a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
Muji advertisement.
Mhm. And then Cooper's thoughts on the album were I'd never listened to any Yerin Baek, he said,
Ew,
before
Cooper.
this, but I was captivated. Well, he's never listened to her, so he doesn't know. I've never listened to any Yerin Baek before this, but I was captivated the whole time with this album. Her voice is so delicate yet strong, smooth but powerful at once. Every song is so beautiful and produced amazingly. I couldn't believe this was released by JYP. No shade. Our Love is Great is one of my favorite songs of the year. The drums and the reggae-ish guitar are so good. I don't really have any negatives to say about this album. The MV is gorgeous and all the songs are wonderful. And he also gave it a 9.5, although he switched.
Yes.
He switched.
Throbbing.
That's why I was saying it was throbbing.
It's throbbing.
But
Yeah.
he only gave a 6.5 out of 7 for music and a 3 out of 3 for concept. But adds up to 9.5.
So that
So
Awesome.
there's
is
no
it-
math to do.
yeah, there's no math to do. It's straight 9.5 all the
9.5.
way. Truly Daebak album.
Throbbingly
Truly.
Daebak album.
Yep. And yeah, I
Only
don't know
happened twice.
I don't know if
There's
anything's
Boa
gonna
in
be.
this.
I really don't know if anything's gonna beat this. honestly, for the rest of the year. Because just
Yeah.
the bar is just way too high. So, like, if you're really interested in like SoundCloud music or just like lo-fi, definitely this is an album for you. If you like indie music, definitely an album for you. You can look into Baek Yerin's like sort of back catalog. She's put out albums before, mostly just OST stuff. She never really like this. I'd say this is her most extensive release so far. She has some SoundCloud music if you're into that. Just definitely look into Baek Yerin. She's hasn't gotten that much recognition from international fans lately, but she definitely deserves her spot, and that's why we're rating it so highly. Go watch Mary and the Witch's Flower, amazing movie, or if you want to sort of pull the inspiration for that song. So let us know what your thoughts are in the comments below. If you loved the album, if this is your first time listening to Baek Yerin, definitely let us know what your thoughts are.
Basically, what I'd say, if you're a music fan, listen to the album.
Yeah, if you're a music fan, just listen to this. It should
Like,
it's worth
that
listening
simple.
to. And that's something I very rarely say.
All right, next topic. I don't know which one it is.
Topic 2 will be
VAV.
mine, and we are reviewing
VAV.
VAV, who will forever be known as VAV to me, just like UNB is
all the VAV fans are clicking off right now just because
No,
you're calling them VAV. No,
It's VAV.
Batoost.
Yeah, Batoost, Unb. There's yes, Unb is my favorite.
B1A4 is Balasa.
Well, shouldn't it be Ba? Because it's 1B and 4 A's.
Okay, that could work too.
That's actually their side note. Their name is because of their blood types. 1B blood type and 4A blood types.
Yeah.
But okay, back to VAV. Their new mini album, which is almost a single album, Thrilla, Killa. So yeah, there's only 4 songs. There's an instrumental. So this will be a short one. We start off with the title track, Thrilla, Killa. And I thought it was awesome, like funk rock instrumentals. I really love the guitar effects they used. And I like the mix of the EDM instrumentals and synths with the funk rock. Like I really like, just like Jacob was saying with our last review, like mixing styles and stuff is makes
That's why I
songs
love
interesting.
K-pop. They do it so often.
Yeah.
They do it so often.
Yep.
You know?
Exactly. And
It's
yeah,
just a
this
giant
mix
mash.
of that, like, funk rock and EDM dance track is really awesome. I think right now, like in the first verse, the vocals seemed a little like bland and like not like super high quality, if that makes sense. I don't want to like put down the people who were singing, but like
Yeah.
it seemed a little off. But I think it got better during the chorus and the second verse. So that helped a lot, because when I first started hearing the first verse, I was like, "Ooh, this sounds a little off," but it definitely picked up and got better. But yeah, overall, I liked this song a lot. From a group I haven't really listened to too much.
Yeah.
It was just a really fun, like funky rock EDM dance track. The music video is pretty standard. It's not super high budget. It's mostly a dance MV. The styling and choreo are decent. Also, there's a Chaeyeon cameo, so IOI fan have to shout out.
Not Eyes One Chaeyeon.
So yeah, it was a good song from a group I don't really know too much about.
So I'm not as familiar with VAV, but I did go to their concert last year on my birthday when they
I don't know
revealed-
anything about them, but I saw them live.
Yeah, well,
I
because
saw them live,
I went with Aubrey and Paige. So they revealed their single "Senorita," which shows up later on this album, and I'm just the biggest wave of relief just went over my body when I heard this. I was just like, oh, thank God, they're not going.
Latin.
Yeah, they're not just gonna devolve into that group, because like that's my biggest fear whenever a group like sort of like dips their toe into like the Latin sort of thing. It's just like they'll just turn into that exclusively. I'm just like, no, there's enough of groups that are like, just let Suju do that. Like they do it well.
Yeah,
so.
I don't mean to like spoil Senorita, but like when I listened to that, I was like, this is literally Despacito.
It's Despacito too. That's what my tweet said. It's Despacito too.
It's literally like the same song. But anyways, we'll get to that later.
So for this song, I love the chorus. It's basically this mix of like sort of like a rock vibe and like this like funk sort of thing. It's almost like a Shiny song essentially. Like if you go back to like Shiny like early like I don't know
Misconceptions of us.
Yeah, basically just like that entire album and like and just like early like 2010s Shiny. It's just that's basically what they're going for. And that's a direction I never expected VAV to go for towards after hearing like Senorita. I thought that they'd just like keep going down that direction mostly. Just like I love that mix of just like this like funk mixed with like this like really nice like straight up like a rock guitar instrumental where there's literally like some like it's definitely coming through a lot more than you'd hear on like some like regular old like funk track. The MV, it's basically a box. It's a box set or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's nothing too bad. And for the most part, I did enjoy the choreo, though I did find the choreography during the Thrilla, Killa part a tad bit repetitive because they're kind of just doing the same move over and over again. Where I think one part they could have made more use of is there's this part, another part during the chorus where they're using like arm isolations a lot more. So I think incorporating a bit more of that would have helped out as opposed to just doing the same move for every time they said Thrilla Killa. But I mean, what can you do? I guess they do say like Thrilla Killa like 100 times in the song. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so like Nate said, I really like the like rock style guitars and bass they're using in the song. Which like if you take those out, otherwise the song's pretty like pop electronic. So I like again like that they're mixing the genres and kind of just playing with different types of instrumentals. Like you'll hear me say it a lot in the Heize review, but like I love when they use like guitars nowadays because they're like you don't find like in American music at least they'd never use guitar anymore.
Yeah,
there isn't. Like that's why they say rock is dead, and it was like no, don't let it die. like, so yeah, like overall, like I think the song's really catchy, and I think it's really effective as a title track. And yeah, I actually said in my notes like I thought it sounded kind of like something that'd be off the Shiny like Misconceptions of Us album, maybe specifically Misconceptions of You, the one with Why So Serious on it, which had a lot more like rock influences and stuff. So
or like you can pull I definitely hear a lot of like Dream Girl or in this track a lot as well.
That works too.
Like same it's got the same sort of guitar thing going. So
next we have I'm Sorry, and yeah, I just love the like spacious empty opening focusing on like the smooth R&B vocals. It's got that like mysterious spacey instrumentals, like sci-fi instrumentals. And I thought the build up with the EDM synths was good, but I was not expecting like a more like tropical house drop because it does not start like that. And the synth they use is like a little different than like the standard tropical house synth. Which I like that it was different, but it sounds a little weird to be honest. Like I don't know what it is about the synth really. I don't know how I can describe it, but it just I wish they used something different because it sounds a little off. But yeah, surprisingly, I think my least favorite part of the song was the fact that it dropped into tropical house. Like I thought overall, like the opening and stuff was great.
Yeah, whoa, Nate.
Nate, what the heck happened?
We'll get more into tropical house later in the episode.
Yeah, this is a big no for me. Well, they had me up until like they had me with the verses just because I really like I think the vocal performance is really good up until the drop. And that's why I don't think they need to do this type of music. Just because if you have good vocals, why are you wasting like the build up of the song on like some stupid? This is probably one of the most generic drops I've ever heard. Like the melody that they wrote for this thing is just like so cookie cutter. I don't think they need to do this music all the time, honestly, just because like there's really good singing here, so it just feels like a waste if you're just doing this like stupid like drop, like the most generic like tropical house drop I've ever heard.
So for me, one thing that stood out to me was like the twinkling sort of sounds they used throughout the song a little bit. I thought those were kind of cool. I thought the vocals sound pretty good, actually. I think they have like strong vocals as a group. I think they're mixed to have like good volume and space in the track, but they don't like completely overpower the instrumental either. So I thought that was really nice. And actually, I didn't find the drop to be what was generic. I found the build up to the chorus to be really generic. Like with the trap build up, it's like the same as in literally like every song ever. And I think that's what makes it generic, not the drop. Because I thought the drop itself was pretty cool. It was more the build up that steered me away.
Yeah. Next we have "Touch You," and this is a house song. And like I was saying, it's interesting that I was saying in our chat, like it's weird hearing a like normal house song, because in K-pop we pretty much only get deep house and tropical house.
Deep tropical,
like that's like all we ever hear. So hearing just like a straight normal house song was interesting. I really like the falsetto during the chorus. I thought that was really good. And yeah, I think overall the song is nothing special, but it's a decent song, and I will always love house music, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of house music as well, so I thought this "Touch You" makes "I'm Sorry" just completely redundant at this point, because they're trying to go for that like house vibe, but I feel they achieved it way better with this, and I feel like it fits their group a lot more, because the dynamic between their vocals and rapping just works better in the context of a proper house song, as opposed to this slow BPM tropical house type thing that they were going for with "I'm Sorry." So yeah, I mean, it's nothing blowing me out of the water or whatever, but it just works way better. Yeah. Like the drop is executed way better than they did in "I'm Sorry." So yeah, if this was just a 3-track like single album, essentially, I felt like it would have even been improved, just because "I'm Sorry" it's made completely redundant by how good this song is.
Yeah. So I thought the way the percussion like overlaps with the vocals, I thought they like lined up really well. Which I guess it was kind of interesting in a way that I can't really describe, but I thought the use of bass notes to like keep the tempo, I thought that stood out to me as well. And then once again, I thought the vocals in this were pretty strong, especially the higher note before the pre-chorus. I thought that stood out to me a lot as well. Also, the rap I thought was pretty good as well. I think the rapper's he's got good delivery.
Yeah. And finally we have "Señorita," which we've talked about before. It came out last year, and was a single. So yeah, it's Latin style pop. It's and like I said, I said a couple of episodes ago, or Latin style pop is the new tropical house. It's like every group has to do a Latin style song now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the vocals are decent. The guitar part's decent, but like I said, it's just pretty generic. The one thing that does stand out to me in the song is I think the rap part is really good. I like that both the rappers have different style, and they flow into each other well. It reminds me a lot of Monsta X with like Juhan and I.M. Having like completely different tones and styles, but like mixing really well. So that part helped it stand out.
So yeah, I'm still claiming that I'm the first person, or I am like the first person
to hear the song.
No, not the first person to hear this song. I mean, there was like 100 other people in the venue, but I broke the news on Despacito 2. Despacito 2 confirmed by NASA. Anyway, so I love this song. Well, one, because there's a lot of like memories associated with it. Two, it's way better than the original version. This is actually like everything is just straight up a cover of the original song done by a German rapper named K1, and wow, that version is just trashy. It's just like super like bro as hell. And I'm just like, yeah, no, this is a lot more tasteful in the way they approach it.
Yeah.
And like the vocal style is good, rapping's great, the choreography fits the song very well. Like it actually makes sense as a song inspired by a Latin like sort of vibe, whereas K1's original version, it's him literally in like a t-shirt that barely fits his like weapons, like like you know that like typical like bro type thing. He has sunglasses. There's like on a jet ski or like the most generic like ass music video I've ever seen. Whereas,
really?
I've noticed a lot of European music videos are like that.
I call it Euro trash basically.
Yeah.
That's the entire song genre. But this was way more tasteful in the way they approached it. So I really appreciate that.
So I really like the guitar they used in the beginning. Again, like it obviously gives a Latin vibe, like as the title implies. And again, like it's like it's not generic. It's just literally Despacito. Like that's what it sounds to me. Like it's so similar.
It's an interpolation of Despacito,
funny.
Really. If you really think it's the same key.
Like it's not bad. It's really catchy. It's just like it's just so similar that I'm surprised it was even released.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, the rap, especially in the second half of the song, I thought that was amazing. That was really, really well done. So, kudos.
So yeah, we'll go and do our scores. For me, I gave it a 6 out of 7 for music. I think overall, I liked the music on it. I think I'm Sorry could have been a bit better, but I was pretty generous. I really liked the single, so I think that bumped it up a lot. And then I gave it a 2 out of 3 for concept because I thought the choreo was fine, the styling was fine, but it wasn't anything special. So I gave it an 8 out of 10 overall.
I'm going with a 3. 3 points for the single. I'm incorporating both Thrilla, Killa, and Senorita into that score. I enjoyed both songs. I'm sad. I can't see VAV because we're gonna be in freaking Korea.
Oh, are they coming back?
Yeah, they're coming back.
Oh, we're gonna be in Korea.
I know. I can't see NCT or Epic High is before that.
Because they've actually
I couldn't see Epic High. I couldn't see Tiffany.
Or
I couldn't see
Tiffany.
Sunmi.
Yeah, I know.
The VAV's actually picked up a pretty decent. They've picked up a decent following, like both here and both in Latin America and America with Senorita. They really blew. Like Senorita has like 23 million views, so they blew up on that one.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah, like most of their music videos are like averaging like 1 million like at best before that.
Mexico's blowing that shit up, man.
Yeah, like seriously, no, they love when K-pop groups do Latin songs. Like you see like all the comments are just straight up in Spanish. So like that's why it's like they've unlocked an entire market. So I can see why most people are doing it. Album, I'm giving 2 out of 3.5. That's mostly just because of I'm Sorry was so bland, but I really liked Touch You. Like pretty much, if it was Touch You, it would have gotten a 3, like on its own. But yeah, I'm Sorry kind of dragged the score down, and yeah, 2 out of 3 for concept. Both music videos are pretty tasteful, nothing too crazy. Choreography was pretty well done, so I'd say that's a decent score for it. So 7 out of 10 total.
Yeah, so for me, for music, I did 5 out of 7. I thought overall it was solid, but it was nothing that like completely blew me away like the last album we just reviewed. Like, yeah, it's solid. It's not bad. It's good. I think it definitely makes me want to check them out in the future. So 5 out of 7 for music. I did 2 out of 3 for concept, just because again it's fine, nothing like groundbreaking. So again, overall, solid 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Before I read Cooper's side note, he mentioned some members, and one of the dude's stage names is Saint Van.
Yep, Saint Van.
Saint Van.
Saint Van.
Yes, it's St.Van, but I looked up how it was pronounced, and it's Saint Van. They want you to actually. I was like, is it supposed to be Steven? Like
Straight
weirdly.
Van?
Yeah, but no, it's Saint Van. Okay, Cooper's thoughts. VAV has been on VAV has been on the rise for me. It's always gonna be VAV. I'm never not gonna think of that when I see that. VAV has been on the rise for me ever since Spotlight back in early 2018. I loved Senorita, so I'm glad they put it on the album. The title track is really good, sticking to their funky dance track style. Saint Van and Jiu's vocals really shine in the song. The MV is pretty basic, but entertaining enough. I love the choreo, especially the key point dance in the chorus. With the absence of Jacob, why are you gone? Why did you leave them?
Yeah.
With the absence of Jacob, they're still able to nail their dances. The other B-sides, I'm Sorry and Touch You, are also pretty solid R&B house dance tracks. Overall, a really good album. I wish Korea paid more attention to them. And he gave the same score as me. He gave a music a 6 out of 7 and the concept a 2 out of 3 for an 8. So it averages 7.5.
7.5. So yeah, definitely check out this group if you're a big fan of boy groups and you're looking for someone new. Definitely check out VAV. They're still pretty like underrated or just like under the radar outside of Senorita. And they always put out pretty good singles. So definitely check them out if you're interested. Let us know what your thoughts are on Thrilla Killa. Did it kill you? Did it not blow you away?
Did it thrill ya?
Did it thrill you? Did it Senorita? I don't know. Did you like
Senorita,
it better than Senorita? Yeah, I don't know. Let us know what
Did
your
it
thoughts
touch
are.
you?
No. Don't say that.
If it did, call the police.
Call the police. All right, topic 3, which is
Jacob's topic. Heize.
Heize. All right.
Yeah,
good.
we get to end on a low note. Spoiler.
Oof.
We'll get there though.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Yes. So, I guess I could just we're reviewing Heize. Her new album is called She's Fine, and spoiler, it's good.
But
All
is
right.
she
She's also
fine?
not fine because she's getting drunk on the album cover.
Is she?
That is
it like
true.
Well, she's drinking alcohol. I assume alcohol. It's like her taking a drink.
Oh, I thought it was like
Yeah,
sparkling
it's
water.
definitely alcohol. And there's
Maybe it's
all you
something.
can see inside the fridge is alcohol too.
Yeah,
On the album
she's
cover.
not fine.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, first song on the album is Her Fine Weather. And again, like right off the bat, the
Which
production
the
work
music
of this
video
track-
for some reason has a different name.
It's She's
But-
Fine, parentheses, her fine
Her
weather.
fine weather. But on all the
Okay.
streaming sites, they don't have the she's fine part.
Okay. So yeah, like right off the bat, the production on the track is amazing. Like the percussive beats are punchy, and like the bass synths really give the song a nice like thick texture, which I really liked. And again, like Heize's like sing rap style she often uses
Yep.
goes really well with the song, and it's a great opener to the album. Like I'd say it's definitely a Heize staple. Like you listen to it, you're like, oh, that's Heize, but I don't think it's in such a way where the sound has overstayed its welcome. I think it always still
Mhm.
sounds decently fresh. So yeah, I really liked this one.
Yeah, I love the synths. It's got that like 80s style piano synths over your typical like Heize style singing, and it just gives it like a nice electronica vibe. And yeah, like you said, the second verse, I love her like talk or like her sing rapping style that she does in the second verse. And the chorus, I talk about this every once in a while, but like there's two kinds of repetitive in pop music, and there's catchy, good repetitive, and there's like overused, annoying repetitive. And I think the chorus is the right kind of repetitive. Like it's catchy, it's not overly bothersome, in my opinion.
I agree.
I love the piano synth solo before the second verse. And I thought there was some like great vocal layering over the last chorus to like mix up the repetitiveness a bit. As for the music video, it's pretty standard. Heize like just kind of doing her thing. There's some like weird stuff going on, but it's like very, very Heize music video. I did like the color use though. Like she has like a neon green shirt on, like mixed with like more normal colors like throughout. That made her shirt and made her stand out.
Mm-hmm. I think it's on the wrong side of repetitive, in all honesty.
Oh, really? I saw
I-
that. That's why I said in my opinion, because I saw your face when I said that. I was like, oh, Andrew doesn't like it.
I mean, just my overall thoughts on this song are it's good. It's just I have a high bar when it comes to Heize's music that like it just kind of fell flat in that sort of sense. And I, for one, I'm glad that she's sort of going back to like what she was putting out like in her early days, like the stuff that like when Dean was producing, because I thought that she was going to go away from it forever once like Jenga blew up or whatever. I mean, see, for the most part, I'd say I do enjoy this song. It's not necessarily the repetitiveness of she's fine that gets me. It's just I like more musicality or creativity in my choruses as opposed to just repeating the same word over
Just
and over again.
part, yeah.
But I mean, other than that, I do enjoy like the instrumental parts, particularly like the bridge where how the bridge sequence goes. It leads in within like this keys solo. She changes up the instrumentation when she's singing that bridge part, and then when they go back into the chorus, it's layering where she's singing the regular "She's Fine" alongside like other lyrics, and it's kind of something that she utilized a lot in Jenga as well. So she's incorporating that style into what she was doing before, like the more R&B upbeat music that she was doing prior to that. So it's an interesting blend in that sort of sense. But yeah, I felt like maybe if you mixed it around a bit better, or didn't repeat "She's Fine" like a billion times, I probably would have enjoyed it more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it probably wasn't my favorite on the album. That's just I'd say that's probably the clearest thing I'd have to say about it.
All right. So up next we have "So It Ends." Oh no, "So It Ends," featuring Cold.
Question mark.
Yeah, you
Yes.
gotta get the question mark.
So,
in there.
comma, it ends, question mark.
Yes.
So I thought God, I'm freaking spacing out. Anyways, I thought the piano instrumental at first, like it led me to believe that we were being served like an ordinary ballad, but like
Mhm.
I was quickly corrected. Like as soon as the percussion kicked in,
Yep.
like it was super loud and boomy, and I think that style of percussion combined with the more like traditional like ballad instruments, I think it freshened it up a little bit.
Mm.
And I really liked her vocals on the track. Obviously, like again, Heize is kind of iconic at this point as far as like her voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like nobody really sounds like her, or if somebody does, like you can tell they're trying to mimic her.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And yeah, I thought her emotional delivery was what really stood out on this one. So Cold's feature was good, but I feel like it didn't, for me at least, it didn't add anything to the song. It was like, it's nothing negative towards the song, but it's not a street positive either, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it didn't like drastically improve the song.
Yeah, exactly. So overall, I think it was really good, but I think the feature was unnecessary, I guess. I think Heize could have carried it herself. Because like in Off on Off's music, I feel like something more similar to that would have been more suitable for a Cold feature than like this ballad. So
yeah,
yeah,
I agree though. Like it sounded like we were getting a standard ballad. I think like the acoustic guitar and the piano accompaniment is like pretty standard Heize ballad. But I thought it was still good. And yeah, I liked Cold's like smooth voice fitting. I think it fit the song, but like I agree with you, it didn't drastically improve the song. But yeah, once the beat came in, like you said, I love how the beat is muted to make the song softer, but it still gives it that hard hitting like sound. Like
boomy.
Like you said,
That's
it is
what
like
I
a
say
hard hitting beat. Huh?
It's like boomy. It's really
yeah,
like
exactly.
It's like you're in a giant warehouse and you just like slam something on the floor.
Really echoey.
But it's like someone did it on the other side of the warehouse, so it's not
exactly.
overpowering their vocals, which is exactly. I like how they did that. The one thing I do have to point out is after a Cold's part, there's a humming part with like piano and strings interwoven in, and that part was amazing. Easily my favorite part of the song.
So I should like this song because it's got my
Andrew
boy.
doesn't like this album.
I mean,
It's got your boy.
Wow.
It's got my boy. It's got my boy Cold. But I'd say, just as a general sort of preface, I mean, I wanted to cover Heize because like the features on this album are just like the supporting cast is just lit.
Yeah, stars
like more than half of the song is features, and they're
some
all
type
really
of feature.
great.
Yeah. And that being said, I enjoyed Cold's feature, but I'd say most of the song was just boring outside of that feature or outside of the chorus. I mean, it's still enjoyable, just especially because the way it's juxtaposed coming after "She's Fine," it's sort of like the second movement, so to speak, because they're both in the same key. So just like the way it follows up one into the other was I did appreciate. But yeah, but I don't know, maybe just because my expectations are kind of high, seeing like names like Cold and Simon D and like the etc on here, where I felt like, man, you probably could have made better use of cold or that style of production or style of song that he likes to do for both his music and off on off's music.
Yep. So next up we have No Reason. I really like that they started out with the kind of like low fidelity, lo-fi piano, and then it kind of just leads right into the nice and bouncy like piano, like boom clap, like mix sort of thing. Yeah, I thought it was a really nice, funky instrumental, and obviously mixed in with Heize's smooth vocals, I think it made for a really nice track.
Yeah, I really like the bouncy piano beat, and I think her like steady high notes in the song are fantastic, and she sounds amazing as always. But I love the idea to do the more lower register rapping part after the first chorus to complement her higher singing. Like that was good dichotomy.
Yeah, I enjoy this one a lot better. Mostly just because again, it's just your standard fare like Heize R&B type of track. Also, it's a nice sort of change of pace from She's Fine and So It Ends, where it's like a lot of like legato, like long notes and just like chords. Whereas the instrumentation of this is just like a lot of short piano notes, like dut 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 dut. Yeah, so it's good contrast in that sort of sense. I love Heize's use of like modulation, just like the bridge just goes into a completely different key, basically just like kind of like how Dean does it similarly as well. So I like for the most part on the album, I like how she's going a lot more into like the older style of songs that she used to do, because that was, as much as I loved what she put out last year, the one thing I was afraid of was that because she's more popular for her like her ballad tracks almost in Korea than she is with her R&B music, because like that's where she made her name. But I mean putting out a song on the Goblin soundtrack is gonna make everyone wants ballads now, so like that's Korea.
Yeah,
so.
For me, like And July is still my favorite album from her.
Oh yeah, like that's like god tier for me basically. So I'm glad that she isn't completely abandoning it.
Yep. All right, next up we have Dispatch featuring Simon Dominic. Again, like after it sounding like a ballad in the beginning for like the third time in a row, I was curious how she was going to fake me out this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the electronic ballad slow jam we got didn't disappoint me at all. So I was definitely happy with that. Again, I'm gonna just stop commenting on this point, but her vocals were really great in the song. And yeah, I thought Simon D's rap in this was really awesome as well. So.
Yeah, I think I literally later on in one of the last songs, I was like, my notes are, I'm finding it hard to continue describing Heize songs in interesting ways, but the song's good, so go listen to it. But no, like these ones, she definitely mixes up, and I have notes. But like later on in the album, it kind of goes back into like Heize's normal style. But yeah, for the song, amazing piano intro. I love the emptiness with just the bass drum and the piano. And it adds to that build up into a drop for the chorus, which I didn't expect at all, considering how empty and soft the verses are. Like you said, it's once again, it's another ballad fake out. And the super synthy instruments mixed with the vocal glitching was amazing. I knew Andrew was going to love it once the vocal glitching showed up. And Simon D, I thought, killed it in his rap. I love, and like we said, Jacob, last week with Epic High, I love that he rapped over a prominently piano instrumental, because we don't get that enough anymore, and it's always amazing sounding.
Really don't. There's so many things in music that I find to be obvious, but nobody ever does it.
Yeah,
and I find it in K-pop.
Maybe nobody wants to touch it because they don't want to encroach on Epic High's territory. I don't know.
Maybe. I'm just talking about music in general, like even like English music. Like there's just so many things that could be treaded upon that nobody does, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, basically everything you said is just why I love this song. It's got like this future bass sort of drop towards it, like vocal chopping. This might be one of Simon D's best like features ever. Just like he kills it completely. I can't wait. He needs to put out an album already. Like now that he's not CEO of OMG, he needs to put out some shit. Like I can't wait.
Yeah, a friend of mine here in Korea, he's from Denmark, and he was telling me to recommend him some Korean music, but he likes hip hop, so I was like
Simon D.
I recommended him a few artists, and he likes Simon D a lot. So yeah,
because just his delivery is incredible. And so is Heize's on this song. Definitely, she definitely puts across the point. This actually got like the short like artsy music video type. I don't understand.
Oh, really?
Music video.
I missed it.
I really don't understand it. Like I'll do my best to explain it without actually like you guys haven't seen it. Basically, Heize is being harassed by people in wolf masks, and they put her on a stage, and then they clap, and then they throw tomatoes at her. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
It's like the most Heize music video possible, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, what the hell?
I don't get it. You're watching it right now? Okay.
Oh, yeah, it got like a PV.
Yeah.
Like a minute long.
And I don't know what Heize's hair color is at this point, because I think it keeps changing.
It's like chroma.
It's like, no, because like there's some parts where it looks kind of like reddish. Maybe it's just like the filtering, but in this on the cover of the album it looks black. I don't know. Stop changing your hair all this time. It makes me confusing.
All right, next up we have Hitchhiding. Not hitchhiking, hitchhiding.
Wait, according to Spotify, hiding.
Hiding.
They missed the C.
Hiding.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like they have a lisp.
Yeah.
So that's featuring Sonwook Jung-ah, which they also featured on the Epic High album.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. She
both times, awesome. But yeah, like Heize's singing style in the song was really interesting. It's very like understated and almost like lazy sounding, but not in a bad way. And I thought the bass beats that were like keeping the tempo of the song were really like catchy. Like you kind of like bop your head to it. And I also think, again, with the twinkly sounds, I like them. Mm-hmm. And those were in like either like the bridge or pre-chorus. I don't really know what to call it, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't expect a song of this style on the album.
Yeah.
I loved the like bouncy, bassy synth line. It contrasts with Heize vocals, and all the vocal layering perfectly. And I like adding that high pitched synth into the build up to the chorus was a really great idea. And then like you said, the chime synths for the chorus gave it like this nice mysterious feeling. And I'm glad they cut out the bouncy bass synth for the chorus, because it helped contrast the song well. Just overall, I thought there's a lot of really good contrasting parts to the song, that made it really stand out.
Yeah, this song's almost like twofold between the verse and the chorus. Like the verse specifically reminds me of Jam Jam by IU. It's got like with a bass line, it's got like, the same thing going for it. But once it gets into that like sort of like
which Sonwook Jung-ah worked on too.
Yeah, it makes complete sense.
They worked on Jam Jam?
Yeah. Oh, okay. She worked with IU as
so just you definitely feel that from here. But the chorus with like the sort of like echoiness of the instrumentation, it's kind of got this like experimental chiptunesy type thing that kind of basically it sounds like a Sifika song, and I didn't like like pulling from like Jam Jam by IU and Sifika's music is something that I did not expect from a Heize album or a Heize track at all. So I think that's why I like this song a lot, is because it's Heize going outside of her comfort zone, and she has a very specific comfort zone. She has her niche that she's stuck in almost entirely in her whole career. So I really appreciate songs like this, and I'd like her to work more with Sonwook Jung-ah, or have Sonwook Jung-ah help produce more of the album as well, just because I think they make good music together like this, and this is probably my favorite track on the album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So next we have But I Am Your Buddy featuring Davi.
Not Butt Buddies, But I Am Your Buddy.
So the mixture of electronic
you
like
screwed up Jacob's mind. He just got flustered.
Not Butt Buddies. Okay. Anyways, so the mixture of electronic percussion and like guitars and strings, I thought was really cool sounding in the song. I was also happy to hear like some straight up like rap from Heize in this song because like I think that's how most people became acquainted with her was when
Yeah,
she went on like Unpretty Rap
Unpretty Rap
Star.
Star. Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I was really happy to hear that in the song. She's especially good at like writing the beat on this track. So yeah. Also Davi's voice is really awesome. Does he have solo music?
Uh, I don't know. He's the producer
Because he's
for
the
most of.
producer, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he produces most of Hayes' music, so she usually just ends up having him feature.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I think this leads us back to a more usual Hayes song, with the acoustic guitar and piano after the like kind of mix up we've had with the past few songs. I thought there's a great bass line that comes in after the intro and mixes with her singing really well. And I love the string line for the pre-chorus. And like you said, Jacob, I love that we got a true rap verse in this song because
Yep.
usually she does her like sing rapping. So it was nice to hear. Her tone's very similar to Casper's.
Yep.
It reminded me a lot of Casper. And yeah, I thought Abby did a great job too.
This is a song I should have enjoyed more again because I, as a huge fan of Hayes' rapping, I'm glad that I thought she was just going to completely abandon it, but she surprisingly brought it back in this track. But I think it has kind of like the same points or problems as I have with She's Fine, where like I feel like the chorus just repetitiveness kind of just brings it down. And also, I don't know, like maybe just I'm not really a big fan of Davi because like I just find his voice just like super generic because there's a lot of like R&B like especially in Korean R&B singers that have like the same type of voice. And I understand why she's putting him on here just because he's the producer, but I don't think I like any of the songs that he's featured on because he was on our last album and I'm just like, oh, I don't like this one either. So I don't know. Like I don't mind him being or his production necessarily, but I just find his singing just kind of like super boring.
Yeah, he is on Spotify. He has 3 singles. Well, four singles pretty much, but 2 of them feature Hayes, and one is with Jun Hyung Young. I'm not sure who that is.
Sure. Yeah.
He only has one album. So yeah, he mostly just features on stuff. He's got a bunch of features.
Yeah.
Like Mike.
He's mostly a producer.
And yeah, produces.
Yep. All right. So next we have Umbrella Calls for Rain, which is featuring Nafla. This song sounds more similar to like a song you'd find on Hayes' first mini album, And July, which is a reason why I really liked it. Which is like that's the style I like the best from her. At least I think that's her best album again to this day, as I mentioned earlier. And once again, like the lo-fi pianos, I think stood out a lot in this. I think they fit really nicely, and also Nafla's rap verse was also pretty nice. I liked it.
Sorry if you can hear humming while I'm talking. My dad's doing something in the garage under my room. So, but yeah, the like funky bass and piano mixed with the layered vocals again for the song sound great. And I thought the piano line's super interesting. It's very staccato and like intricate. And I think Nafla's verse was fantastic over the piano and bass lines. It's probably actually my favorite feature on the album. Close to Simon D's. Both of those were very good.
I actually thought the opposite. I feel like Simon D just blew it away. That Nafla's rap feature just kind of ended up being like meh. And other than that, I enjoy the song just because I'm as a big fan of Jenga. I really like that like sort of jazzy like boom bat hip hop type thing that she's got going. Also, as a big fan of like stand-up bass, I love the bridge on this song. So yeah, it's just I felt like Nafla just if he had a better delivery, I would have enjoyed the song a bit more because I enjoyed the rest of it.
All right, so next we have Tree Only Look at You. Best song
great song name.
Best top English.
Yes, and that's featuring Ju Young. Yeah, it's super chill and slow. Hayes' vocals are really great as always. Again, like I feel like I don't really need to comment on that. But overall, I feel like the song didn't really stand out as much to me as compared to other songs in the album. Although I thought Ju-young's portion of the song was really, really good. I think he has a great voice.
Yeah, the song gave me like kind of almost like emo acoustic rock vibes.
Hey.
But yeah, I thought the guitar part was fantastic, and I love the mix of their vocals. They fit the song really well.
This is another song that I should like more, just because I'm the biggest Ju-young stan on the face of the planet. Essentially, like I love this dude, and don't get me wrong, like the vocal chemistry they have on here is incredible, and I want them to collaborate more. Again, I'd say what sort of brought it down for me is just, again, the chorus was just a bit boring, and it started off so cool too, because like the guitar part, I was just like, yo, is she about to do like some like Stairway to Heaven type thing? Like if you listen to the melody that the guitar is going for, it's like either like Stairway to Heaven or like Hotel California, that type of thing. But I don't know, yeah, the song just never really went anywhere outside of like the verse and Ju-young's feature.
Yeah. All right, next we have another great song name, Doobling.
Yep.
Well, it's
Doobling.
It's knock, sir, and then parentheses doobling.
Not sir.
Knock, sir, like you're knocking on the door.
Okay.
On iTunes, it's just doobling.
It's just doobling on iTunes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really, really love the instrumental on it. I thought it was gorgeous. Like the bass playing on it is incredible, and I think it really does an amazing job at like filling the space within the song. One other thing that stood out to me is the use of like the synchronized backup vocals that like appear throughout the song. I think that's my favorite part. Yeah, overall, I really like the song a lot.
Yeah, starts out with a lo-fi intro that I know Andrew would love. But this is the song I got to the point where I was like, this is a great Heize song, and I'm having trouble continuously describing Heize songs in interesting ways. But yeah, I like the song a lot. It's more Heize.
It's another one that, again, I should like way more, just because, again, I love lo-fi, I love Heize's sort of take on it. But I think, again, I feel like I'm repeating myself with this, where it's just, specifically in terms of the chorus or just like where the song goes, I just find it a bit too monotone. It just kind of, I think that it's the same problem I had with But I Am Your Buddy, where it just doesn't really go anywhere musically. And I know Heize is usually kind of sticks with like that chill monotone type thing, but even for her, I felt this was just like way too bland in comparison.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I kind of agree with, is I think she needs to tread some new ground, I think. Like she does do a lot of new influences in this, but I think it's her style of singing. Like it sounds so nice and clean, but I feel like there's not enough variation.
There's only so far you can take it, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and I think part of the problem is this album is so long, and there is a lot of interesting things that she does with her sound, that once we get to the end and she goes back to her normal sound, it just sounds a little less interesting than it usually does.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think these should have ended the album like this, and the next song I feel like should have been earlier and then gotten more experimental.
Yeah, I agree. So, speaking of the next song, it is called E.T.
Oh, no.
And,
cover of the Steven Spielberg movie.
Yes, the movie. So my first comment was, yes, more guitar. I want guitars to like just make a comeback in music. Bring guitars back. Make guitars great again. Anyways.
MAGA.
Yeah, was that saying? No.
That's what MAGA stands for. Make guitars great again. Muga. Anyways. So anyways, I wish the percussion in this song was a little more like detailed, because I feel like they went with such like a crisp and sharp guitar, but then they went with kind of more of a lesser high fidelity like drum, and I think it felt a little out of place. But yeah, it just felt a little bit off, I think, contrasting with the sharpness of the vocals and the guitar. Other than that, I love the song, and I really like the layering they did with her voice throughout the song.
Yeah, this is more acoustic Heize. It's another great song, but like I said, I think these should have been a little earlier, due to how much more interesting things happened on the album. I do love the channel switching at the end. I love when songs do that.
Yeah.
Does that whole like Doppler effect type sound.
Mm.
Yeah.
I did like this at the end though, like E.T. and E.T.'s letter at the end.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
I like E.T.'s letter at the end.
But I like
We'll get there.
I like this specifically because well, one, the guitar, like you mentioned before, I love that, like the guitar line here, and two, it acts as almost like a reprise to "She's Fine," where she's like, I'm fine." It's kind of got like sort of going back to the theme, so it helps close out the album perfectly in that sort of way. So, the song itself I didn't like as much as like E.T.'s letter, but the way it sort of transitions, kind of like on the Epic High album last week, where it transitioned. I forget the first song, but then to like "Lullaby for a Cat" sort of thing.
Yeah.
The way it's. Are you gonna talk about how it's putting actual
put
cats to sleep?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
put
love
that in
it
your
so
notes.
much.
Can I borrow someone's cat? I don't
No, that should Sam, you need to do that and record
Yeah.
your cat falling asleep to that song.
Our Discord mod, Sam.
All right. Anyways, up next we have E.T.'s letter, empty version.
What's the full?
It's the only version.
Where's the full version? Yeah.
And maybe
Anyways,
it'll be the intro to the next album.
Oh, I
Maybe.
hope. Make it a full song.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I'm not even kidding. This is
This
the
is
best song in the
song
album.
on the
Song on the
album.
album.
So
Yeah.
good.
I knew you were gonna say
So
that.
good.
He said it.
But yeah, like it starts out as like a nice piano outro and to a really, really great album, like the way I expected it to, and then it quickly just explodes into some kind of like electro jazz or something like that, and it's so awesome. Like I want a full song with instrumentation like this because it's so good. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Like
my
literally
notes
the
are
outro. Why does the outro have to be the best song?
so good. Yeah.
Why do they always do this?
Yep. I don't know why.
My notes are literally holy shit that drop. But yeah, it's just such an amazing instrumental outro, an awesome mix of piano and synths. Like you said, it's just like this jazzy synth thing. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's awesome.
Basically, it's Heize did like a West Coast like funk style song. Basically,
Yeah.
like the way that that synth is going, it almost sounds like it's attached to a vocoder, like where like it's the stuff you hear in like California Love or whatever. It's got almost that kind of thing, like the wow wow like type of voice.
Oh,
Type
is
thing.
that the
The
piano
voice
thing where you, like,
modulation.
blow it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, the vocoders is weird as hell because you're literally it's you blowing into a tube while playing
It's
a
basically
keyboard.
it's a glorified kazoo. That's what it is.
It really is a glorified
Yeah.
kazoo.
It's a kazoo attached to a keyboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where the keyboard when you're playing on the keyboard is how you sort of get like the notes of whatever your voice is, and it's wild.
Yeah.
And I want to try one, or I want to learn how to play one. It's insane.
I wonder
Or
how
just,
much
like,
they cost.
Oh no, you don't have it doesn't necessarily have to just be like attached to a keyboard.
Guitar.
You can put it in an actual guitar, or you can hook it up to a guitar. Like
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dave Grohl used it. Dave Grohl has there's an early Foo Fighters song where they use vocoder.
Oh, it's I think it's Generator. I think. Is
Yeah,
what it's called.
Generator. I love Generator. Yeah, there's the wow.
Yeah.
That's all vocoder. That's all vocoder. Like, yeah, it's so cool. But I like that thing. And if Heize if Heize put us like an actual like actual proper song behind this, it'd be great. I'd love to see a song like this. So who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe this is just randomly put here. Maybe this is like for another album. I mean, Future Sight wasn't on the album, or First Sight, not Future Sight. It was just a random single, so maybe this is like the lead up into whatever single she'll come out with later.
Like
in
a
the year.
sequel or something.
Yeah,
who knows?
maybe. I mean, it probably isn't going to be like a mini album because this is 11 tracks is pretty hefty. So maybe it'll just probably be a single. So we'll see.
Yep. So ratings. For music, I gave it a 6.5 out of 7. Overall I really liked the tracks on the album. Like even the ones that I said didn't stand out quite as much, I still do enjoy them on their own. I think it's just some stuff blends into itself a little too much.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see a little more like variation as far as like vocal styles go. Like for example, like on I gotta find the title. I forgot what it was. Oh, on hitchhiking. Like I thought that was really interesting. I'd like to see more like experimentation like
Mhm.
that in the future.
Mhm.
Yeah, overall, I think the music was really strong. I think it was a really good album. 6.5 out of 7 for music. For concept, I gave it 2 out of 3. Um, so I only watched the her fine weather
Yeah.
music video, so it was based on that. But yeah, overall, 8.5 out of 10. I think it was really good, strong album.
Yeah, I gave it a 6.5 out of 7 for music. Pretty much loved everything, but yeah, like you said, it's some of the songs just were. It was some of the placing and just yeah, some of the songs are just more Heize, where
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff was nice mix ups, and I loved all of it. But a couple of songs could have been a little more interesting. And then
Mhm.
2.5 for a concept, just because music video is good. It's standard Heize, but then and then I looked at that other one while we were recording and kind of bumped up a little bit because of how weird it is. So yeah, I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Cooper, what was Cooper's thoughts?
Oh, you want to go last?
Yeah, I'll go last.
Or you want me to? Okay. Cooper said, this is up there with
Dropping a hot take.
This is up there with XX as my favorite album of 2019. I can press play and just listen to the whole album on repeat over and over, which is why I love Heize. All of her music is so reliably great. She doesn't change her core sound up that much, but she plays around with her vocals and instrumentation on the album more than ever. The title track, She's Fine, Her Fine Weather, initially felt too short, but it's grown on me after every listen. I love the repetitiveness of the chorus and her melodies in the verse. The MV is really nice as well. The B-sides are all fantastic. I don't really have a top favorite. Each song is just that fantastic. I really have to mention Hitchhiding and But I'm Your Buddy. These have sounds we haven't really heard Heize try too much before, and I love she's experimenting more and more. The album is very piano heavy and less jazzy than her past couple albums, but it lets her voice do more of the work this time. All the features are really tasteful. Each got their time to shine, but don't overtake Heize. Heize is honestly my favorite soloist at this point. Her vision behind her lyrics and production is second to none in my opinion. And he gave it
Mm.
music 7 out of 7 and the concept 2.5 out of 3 for a 9.5 out of 10.
Okay, so Cooper's on the high end
Cool.
here. Okay, so I'm going with a 2.5 out of 3 for this, 3.5 for the single. Again, I sort of mentioned my issues with She's Fine. Ended up not being my favorite on the album. I gave the album tracks 3 out of 3.5. I did enjoy a lot more where she experimented, and I think it's time for Heize to leave her comfort zone, and she's definitely. It almost feels like a transitional
Yeah.
period where a lot of the singles and like the more forward-facing stuff feels normal, whereas a lot of the album tracks, she definitely is starting to branch out there. So I think it's time for her to fully embrace that a bit more. She definitely has a mature sound at this point, so it's time to like sort of like see what other directions she can go in. Concept, I'm giving it 2.5 out of 3 though, just because I loved her outfits in She's Fine. I'm a really big fan of her style. Like she's definitely a style icon for me. The weirdness of her music videos, again with Dispatch. Like I don't understand it, but sure, I'll take it. So that's a total of 8 out of 10 on my end. So doing the math, that is a 8.7. It gets rounded up to a 9.
Yeah.
Dope.
Okay.
Yeah, 8.75. Yeah.
Yeah. So it gets
All right.
it gets the
shiny.
it gets the shiny not the throbbingly because I'm on the low end here.
No,
but,
we all different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely let us know what your thoughts are on Heize's She's Fine.
Yep.
Do you want her to change her style too much, or would you like her to stick with the same type of stuff that she's doing with She's Fine and I don't know, just like stuff that she's putting on like No Reason, that sort of thing. Which is your favorite feature? Were you satisfied with the features? I mean, I don't know. I'd say the features were kind of like the disappointment outside of like Sung Woo Jung and Simon D.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna have a name like this many like good names on it, like I expect a lot of good songs, but yeah, I don't know. That's probably like sort of high expectations that Heize puts on herself for putting out good music. But yeah, definitely let us know what your comments are in the comment section below.
Yep. Topic 4.
Time to end on a bad note.
Oh,
Let's
boy.
go.
We're gonna
Okay. We got Momoland with Show Me.
Yes.
Andrew's reading this one.
I need to mentally prepare myself for this. Hold on. Oh god.
This is gonna be great.
Okay. Momoland. Show Me, or I'm So Hot.
Show Me's album. I'm So Hot.
Why is it called Show Me, but it says I'm So Hot on the cover?
Does it say I'm So Hot on the cover?
That's the title
The
track.
album's called Show Me.
What?
Really? That's so dumb.
Okay, that's a bad omen.
That just adds to the.
That is a bad omen starting off. Okay.
Oh my god, it does.
Wait, you bought it?
No, he's showing on iTunes.
I was like, wait a second, Jacob, why would you buy it?
No, I didn't buy it.
I'm not gonna touch.
He has Apple Music. He doesn't need to buy Apple Music.
All right, so sort of background before this review goes into effect. So this is a Momoland comeback, but there's only 7. We're missing Taeha and Daisy. Taeha because of health issues, and Daisy because she committed the worst infraction of all, dating another human being. So I don't know.
How dare her?
Has it even been confirmed?
How
I know it was.
dare.
They said it was confirmed on like
Yeah, they confirmed it. But...
MLD Entertainment's side, but not on YG's side. She's dating a member of Icon.
But that's just because YG just denies everything. So,
dude, YG has demonstrated that they're just
YG.
the
It
worst,
doesn't matter.
The worst company.
You missed a lot. You missed a lot, Jacob. Like the past couple weeks have just been YG.
Even yesterday, their investors voted to keep the CEO. Like how?
YG?
Yeah. After all this, isn't it like YG's like brother-in-law or something too? Like
nepotism.
Yeah. Apparently, he's competent enough after all this garbage that they'll keep him.
Speaking of
so even their
incompetence,
investors are trash. But this isn't a YG topic.
Speaking of incompetence, let's get into I'm So Hot. Oh god, this is gonna piss off all the Momoland fans.
This is gonna be great.
I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong. As much as I'm
there
gonna shit on
shouldn't
this
be
album,
Momoland fans after this.
As much as I love Momoland, I can't. No punches are gonna be pulled on this album. So I'm sorry.
The Philippines will crucify you, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm gonna get. You know they actually crucify people in the Philippines. Not even joking. Like,
wait, really?
Okay,
like the actual crucifixion.
Well, not like
That's
it's like a thing for like Good Friday where people like it's mostly like criminal like it's like a religious like ceremonial thing where they literally nail you and shit. It's insane.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
Crazy.
So that's still a thing.
Yeah, well, because it's like a religious ceremony. But anyway.
Yeah, well.
I'd rather be crucified than
like human sacrifices and stuff. Like Jesus. Okay, let's get into the song.
I think this is like concrete proof that Shin Sung-dong Tiger only knows how to do one type of song for each
Momoland,
group.
apparently.
Well, for Momoland, yeah, they do
for
other
Momoland,
stuff.
and I mean,
Great.
like for EXID, he gets kind of specifically for EXID, like Shin Sung-dong Tiger only knows how to write one chorus.
Did we lose Jacob?
No, he's there.
Okay. He froze for a second. We're good.
No, I wasn't frozen. I was just still.
Oh, you just weren't moving. Okay.
Yeah. So with Shin Sung-dong Tiger, like he really just like Shin Sung-dong Tiger is he should just change it to like Shin Sung-dong Horse because he's literally beating the crap out of like every genre that he's just been giving
Shin Sung-dong Horse.
Shin Sung-dong Horse, not Tiger, because he's literally beating the dead horse when he makes these types of songs. So like I think the main crux of my problem with this song is that Boom Boom was a fun song that just so happened to turn into like a viral meme. Whereas I'm So Hot is a song that's literally, they're actively trying to make it into a meme and it shows and it comes off so cringy and so bad.
Mm-hmm.
They need to stop trying to recreate the same thing.
Yeah, well, they're trying to catch lightning in a bottle twice.
And they're trying to force it.
And at this point, they're just the only people getting electrocuted, just like the members of Momoland, because this is like so.
Yeah.
Like maybe getting electrocuted would be actual better choreography than what they went with here, because literally,
oh my God.
all they're going is like dun 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 dun, like that's the entire choreography. That's the entire choreography.
So bad.
Like I could choreograph something better than this, and I don't know how to do choreography. Like literally, the entire thing is this, and then they're just like it's.
Yeah.
I watched the choreography video. I'm just like, okay, there's no way it's that basic. Literally, the entire chorus, they're just like literally standing there, doing this over and over again. I don't know how that
turn.
I don't know how that qualifies as choreography. I literally don't know how. Like, seriously, I know people that can choreograph better than this. Please, MLD, you have enough. Like, Momoland is printing you enough money that you can hire choreographers. Why are you giving them something? Like, I think that's what I'm more pissed off about, in all honesty. Like, you can put out like halfway decent songs.
They got so big, yeah.
Like, there's no. You can make a meme song without having to like do the same thing, because that's
look at Psy,
literally. Like, literally all, like, at this point, like, Momoland's just making, like, half-assed Psy music. If you really think about it, they're trying to go for the same, like, viral meme appeal, but the thing is, though, it's just, there's no genuine appeal to it. It definitely feels like it's manufactured, especially, like, something like this, they're trying to make it, part of the reason why there's simplicity in it is they're trying to make it, like, a viral, like, catchy thing, like, okay, everyone can do this, but there's just no point, or it just doesn't make sense in the context of actually making a good choreography. Getting back to the actual song, it sounds like a poor man's Hakuna Matata by Walwari. Like, really, if you think about like the dun dun dun.
Oh my god, that's how low
it really is just like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel with this.
Momoland for Walwari Award 2020.
Oh no, we'd get crucified, seriously. Like, it's basically this song just is taking all the parts I love about Boom Boom and is just making me angry about it, because what I loved about Boom Boom specifically is the juxtaposition of, oh, it's a happy-go-lucky girl group song, and then, oh, they have a trap break in the middle of it, whereas this song, like, half the song has a trap beat behind it, and I'm like, it defeats the purpose of the juxtaposition if, like, half the song is just trap anyway, so there's no point there. I don't know, at this point, I think I almost kind of regret Momoland getting as popular as they are, because literally, like,
it's ruining them.
They're putting all their eggs in one basket, where the company literally changed their name to MLD Entertainment, and I feel like just because they're called that, or that shows like the sort of serious, like, how serious they are about the group. And what I'm afraid of is Momoland is just going to be. They're doomed to just do meme songs for the rest of their. They're basically just gonna turn into crayon. It's crayon pop all over again, where they just like.
It's gonna suck, especially for the members, like, because like historically, most K-pop groups, when they get older, usually the members want to go more into an artistic direction and, express themselves. Whereas I feel like Momoland, they wouldn't get taken seriously.
Yeah,
in that way.
It's the Bismarcky conundrum where, like, basically you put out, like, She's Just a Friend, aka a parody song, where every song you put out after that, nobody can take you seriously anymore. And I thought that they were going with, like, a more mature direction with the photo teasers. If anything, if there's one redeeming factor,
the teasers were completely nothing like.
Yeah, I actually love the styling and the outfits here, but I'm just like, you put out a meme song with this type of, like, styling and outfits, like, there's no hope. There is no hope at this point, like, because that's the thing. This is gonna get wins. It's going to make money, and
I don't think it'll get wins. There's way too many big. Maybe
big groups don't underestimate the power of the Philippines, or just like international fans in general. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they got like some type of win with this, because again, they're just like such a tour de force at this point. Yeah, maybe it's just like they're too big to fail.
I mean, well, it's been, I guess it's only been 3 days.
Yeah.
It's got 9 million views.
All right, Jacob, I'm done ranting.
It's not nearly as big, but.
All right, so I'll say the one positive first. I thought the vocals sounded good overall. Like, they're nice, loud, and up close. That's pretty much the only positive I have. Yeah, so like the horn they decided to use in the chorus is so annoying. Like why did they use that? Like,
yeah.
It just makes the song sound like crappy European techno. Like,
it sounds like a crappy version of the Scatman song.
Yeah, like, it's just. And I don't know if this is intentional, but like, you can hear static in the background of most of the song.
Really? I didn't notice that.
I'd rather listen to static than listen to this song.
It's just, I don't know, maybe iTunes has a shitty version or something, but like, I could hear static through most of the song, like, in the background. So, oof.
Yeah, the song
Said
is
it.
just one giant oof.
Oof.
Yeah, basically.
Like I at least liked Boom Boom and Bam. This one's oof.
Yeah. So for me, I like Boom Boom. Bam was to me a
Alright.
boring version of Boom Boom. It was just like, yeah, we're just getting more of this. It was okay. This is just a bad version of Boom Boom. So we're just we're on a downhill slope right now.
I mean, like, it's like a
deteriorating
straight
quickly.
line. It's not even a slope.
Exactly.
It's just a straight
It's a
line. at
90
this
per
point.
90 degree incline. Yeah. But yeah, Momoland definitely needs a new producer. Like you said, Jacob, the muted trumpet synth is insanely annoying. Like this is like worse than Seungyeon's no CLC
No.
annoying to
I'd
me.
I don't
rather
know if
listen
I'd
to
say it's
no.
that
I
bad.
would
100
rather listen
times.
to no than this. 100%.
Oh god.
The one positive I have is the swingy pre-chorus. Like the vocals are really good in that part. Like
Yeah.
that, it's like
Yeah.
it's literally like 10 seconds of the song repeated twice is the only good part of the song.
I know. I think that's what pisses me off about this song more than anything is there's potential here. Imagine if the whole concept
Yeah.
was just like a swing
Exactly.
type of thing.
It would have
You know,
fit the teasers and everything.
There's a
like,
song
yeah.
later that I said the same thing about. Is a good song that got fucked up by the production.
Yeah. Like,
So
yeah, I think most of our gripes are definitely with production, not necessarily like Momoland in general.
oh
but
yeah, no, yeah.
They're at the
it's
mercy
just
of
the production of the music's just bad for the majority of the album.
Is Shin-Sung Little Tiger gonna get worst
Plus-
producer of the
it's so shitty because he's made
He's
some of my
good.
favorite K-pop songs
No, yeah,
of
he's
all
made
time.
such great stuff.
Like his
um,
stuff with 4 Minute was gold, man.
Yeah,
Gold.
but
I don't care what you
then,
say,
yeah, like-
Discord. It was gold.
the chorus in general is just really bad. Their vocals are not great, and the instrumentals are just really annoying. The trap breakdown, like you said, no longer has any impact like it did before.
Yeah.
The actual rap and like vocals are decent, but it has no impact. So it's like, why even do it? Overall,
Yep.
the song's just like a giant mess. And despite Haben looking utterly amazing, the music video is just uninspired. The choreography is
cheap.
horrible.
The music video looks
It
so
just-
cheap.
The only positive of the music video, other than like they look good, is it matches the song, but with how bad it is. Like the music video is so cheap and uninspired and crappy, and the song is just as bad, and the choreo
God.
is so bad. Like
Wow,
it's just a giant.
You had us in the
It's a
first half.
perfect storm of garbage.
Okay.
Not good. Let's move
sorry, I
on.
didn't
Let's
feel
move
bad
on
now.
before we start getting doxxed.
No, I'm not. I don't even think that's the worst song on the album.
Oh yeah,
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Next we have "Falling You." So great English there. It's just "falling in you." I think I almost started crying when I listened to this song because I didn't know if I was gonna hear good music ever again. I was just like, oh, thank God! It's like a generic like acoustic guitar song from a girl group,
Yeah.
but it sounds like the best song ever
It
made.
sounds like
after-
the best song ever. Exactly.
Yeah, no, that literally, I wrote in my notes. I was like, it's acoustic ballad. Vocals sound good. It's much better than the last song. But
That's literally all I needed. It's
that's
like the
all you
best
can really say.
It's like it's a palate cleanser, and I'm just like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
That's literally all I have to say about this song.
Yeah, that's same for me. It really does not stand out much, but I think the reason it does is because it's just put right
Yeah.
after "I'm So
Yeah.
Hot."
Yeah, I'm in the same way. Like it's an acoustic ballad. It's the generic innocent girl group acoustic ballad that isn't anything special. But I enjoyed
Like,
it, and I
actually,
thought they're. Oh god.
I actually like started laughing when I was listening to it.
Oh, really?
'cause I was
Yeah,
like,
same.
I was like, oh man, this sounds good. But then I
This
was
is
like,
good.
wait a second,
Like,
no, it
no,
doesn't.
this is. I mean, it's good. It's not bad,
Like,
but yeah,
it doesn't
generic.
sound bad.
But it
I
doesn't
just-
sound
it
bad,
doesn't
exactly.
sound like
It's safe.
exceptional, you know.
It's safe, yeah. But I think the vocals are really good. Like you don't think of Momoland as a vocal group because
Yeah.
of their rise as like a EDM, like Mimi, just like Bam and Boom Boom, that type of song. But yeah, the vocals in the song are good, but the production is just it's generic, innocent acoustic ballad. But yeah, like you guys said, it sounds a lot better than it probably is because of its placement on the album.
Yep.
But it's not bad.
Mhm. It's not bad. Next, we're on to Light Up. And
once again,
boy.
back to bad.
I should like this because it's produced by Pink Moon. He did he worked with Jungwa on one of her solo songs.
Oh
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
EXID. Oh god. Where do I begin? Like I'm having like an existential crisis listening to this entire album. Like I know what they're trying to go for here, like the sort of like cutesy sing rapping type thing, but it just sounds so annoying. It's like like if there's no Daisy in here, why are you rapping? Like in all honesty, why are there like
Daisy?
Because I know. I thought you said Daisy. I was very confused.
Yeah.
Oh, Daisy.
There's no Daisy.
The rappers, Daisy and Jui are the main rappers, but I mean,
it's because Jui's there and she's the meme member that got super popular. She has to have her featured rapping part.
I think that's what I'm mostly sad about because I love Jui, but Jui's just like she's just been like reduced to a meme at this point. Like she can't
100%.
break out. Yeah, she's just a meme at this point. It sucks. Like she can't be taken seriously anymore. And I love Jui just for her personality before she even blew up with Boom Boom. But,
Boom Boom, yeah.
Yep. Like literally, it's just all Jui concepts now, just because Jui has to be the meme. And yep. As for the rest of the song, like literally, the vocals are good, but the chanting is just like it makes me want to like bash my head through a wall. It's so, like I couldn't think like I thought like the rest of the albums we reviewed with repetitive choruses or just like obnoxious like elements I could survive, but nah, this takes repetitive to a whole new level.
My notes. Cowbell. Period.
Maybe more cowbell. Maybe it needs. It does need more cowbell.
Like I'm not sure what like sound effect they were using in the beginning. I think it's not annoying. I think it's like kind of cool. I guess. Like I think the song's more like catchy and fun than I'm So Hot. So like, I think I would have picked this to be the title track because I think it's what they're looking for, but it's not like annoying and egregious. I think this would be a better option, I guess.
So yeah, for me, I just feel like I need more from Momoland at this point.
Yeah.
Like I need something other than an upbeat EDM song with a weird trap breakdown. But I do agree that this song is better than I'm So Hot. But it's kind of a weird mixture because I think this song's instrumentals are loads better than I'm So Hot, but the vocals bring it down and are a little more lacking. And like you said, Andrew, the chanting part, the chorus vocals, the chorus vocals are decent, but the weird chanting parts completely ruin it.
They sound bored when they're doing it. They sound so bored. There's no intensity.
I think I would love an instrumental version of the song though. Yeah. I do like the instruments for the song. They're way better. Like they don't have that annoying trumpet that I'm So Hot has. But yeah. Can I start out the next song, Andrew? Because I got a bit of a story to go with this one. This is my wheelhouse. So, okay. So next song is Holiday, which is a tropical house song, as everyone knows. It's a cover for that SNSD song. As everyone knows, I love tropical house, and I was literally typing into my notes. I was like, this is probably my favorite song based on the verses. Like it's generic tropical house, but considering how bad most of this album is, it's probably my favorite song. And then the drop happened, and they literally chose like the most annoying synth possible for this song. Like, what? Why? Like, it's even worse than. To me, this song is one of the worst songs I've ever heard. It's Tropical House song. I love Tropical House, but it's like even worse.
Are you talking about What You Want or Holiday?
I'm talking about Holiday.
Holiday's before What You Want.
Holidays before What You Want.
Oh, because I wrote the same thing, but for What You Want.
For What You Want?
Like,
no, see,
like obnoxious.
No, see, to me,
horns.
that's the opposite. I didn't mind What You Want. Holiday, I thought the synths were horrible.
So is that synth literally a laughing voice chat? It sounds like ha 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 ha.
I don't know, but yeah, this song I was like ready to be like, okay, this is generic tropical house, and then the drop happened, and the synths just ruined it for me.
I think it's just this song is just so safe. It just bored me to tears. that's what I think. And it, I don't think like if I heard this song again, I'm just like, oh, is this a new song by Momoland? Just because I don't think there's anything memorable. I don't know if there's any part of it that's memorable about it. Just because, I don't know. It just there's really nothing like interesting about it. Jacob, did you feel the same way?
So, for me, I thought the bass synths they were using in this sounded pretty decent. The vocals didn't sound the best. Like some parts were kind of annoying, and then like the chorus, however, on the other hand, though, I thought was fun and catchy. Like, but the instrumental is like way too busy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I think the biggest issue with this, once again, is production. Like, this is the song I was talking about earlier. It was like it's a good song that was fucked up by the production. Like, I think there's potential in the chorus, and even the verses and stuff. It's just like the instrumental is like it ruins it. I don't know.
100%.
It sounds like it just seems like they're just trying to shove a bunch of crap in there to fill in the space. So I don't know. And again, the ha 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 synths are so weird.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
It sounds like
It's
something.
so bad.
You know those like annoying sound effects that you have in your keyboard. It sounds like somebody made an entire song out of
Yeah.
it.
That's like it's worse than the super crappy trumpet synth that I'm So Hot used. Like, it's so annoying in my opinion. Like, I don't know what is happening.
And
Never thought I would hate a tropical house song that much.
oh, I mean, I speaking
Twice.
of tropical house songs, I hate. What you want? Like, I don't even think the instrumentation on this is in key. It sounds like super out of key. Oh god, the drop with the super obnoxious horns. I was done. I couldn't listen to the whole thing. It's just like it's just concrete proof that like all their intentions of with Momoland are let's chase what the hottest trend is now. Like quote me on this.
But no, it's not even the hottest trend. Like, my first notes are 2 tropical house songs. Is this a card album? Is this 2017? Like,
Yeah, is this
what is
2017?
happening?
Like no, like, seriously, mark my words. Like I'll make this prediction. Momoland's gonna put out a Latin song.
Oh, 100%.
They'll
put it out next year when there's a new trend.
Is Momoland just like the
A year
slowpoke of
behind.
like K-pop songs? It's like, hey, you hear
Okay.
about this? You hear about this new
This
trend?
is my take.
You hear about
This is my
new?
take on Momoland. Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
Go.
You hear about this new trend called auto tune? It's like Shin Sung Dong. It's like Shin Sung Dong Tiger doing. You know, no, I take
You
I
need to
take
mix the
4.
T-Pain song.
No, I take like Shin Sung Dong Tiger doing like a 4-minute style song for Momoland way more than I take freaking I'm So Hot. Like, I'd rather they be like 10 years behind than like this stuff. Jacob, go ahead.
Yeah. My take on Momoland is they're like that box of like white cheddar Cheez-Its that's been like sitting in the drawer for like a year. So they're like stale. Like they're still okay to eat, but they're stale. And it's like I don't know like why
have
anyone
any?
would eat it, but you can.
Why? Yeah,
That's the greatest
Like,
analogy we've ever had on the show.
that's a pretty good analogy.
I just like I don't know. I just feel like it's the production. Like again, like
No,
I
yeah,
feel like
it's all the
there's
production.
no-
It's not their
they're
fault. It's not the group's
There's
fault.
no artistry going into it, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing. There's no substance. You know, I'm not feeling anything. I'm not feeling anyone being creative or, you know, just creating
Interesting.
something new. It just seems like they're trying to put something out
Make
for,
money.
you know, the cash grab, really. Like, and you can tell, you can feel it, I guess.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
For
know.
do you have
For this
actual
song,
thoughts on this
at
song?
least-
Yeah.
Yeah, for this song at least, like, I think it's decent. I don't dislike it. I'm just like, I'm so done with Tropical House at this
Tropical
point.
House,
We've
yeah.
been saying it for a year and a half now,
Yeah.
but like,
Well, we don't actually get it
Um,
very often as much anymore because it's not the thing. But Momoland somehow put out 2 songs on their album.
yeah. I mean, I will shout out the drop though. I think it's pretty nice and full, which is what I look for usually in those kind of things.
Mhm.
And I thought the steel drum was quite punchy as well. So Yeah.
For me,
that's basically.
I'm the opposite of you, Andrew. Where this was the one that I thought was like passable.
Yeah.
I think it's significantly better than Holiday because to me, the brassy drop, like brassy synth, is much less annoying. But so yeah, I think this is a better one than Holiday because it's the generic Tropical House song does not have an annoying drop in my opinion.
Mm.
I do like the super bassy, glitchy instruments during the pre-chorus leading up to the drop too. I thought that was decent. But yeah, this and the super generic acoustic ballad are probably the only two songs I would listen to again on this album, and
I don't know if
I
I'm
wouldn't
gonna
even do it really that willingly.
Yeah, I know. I don't
I'm
know if
probably
I'm
not
gonna
gonna
listen.
touch it again.
Yeah, this is I'm done
To
with
be
this
honest.
album. In all honesty, so let's
Okay,
end
give
this
our
review.
worst score in truly Daebak history, probably.
It's not my worst score ever, but it's one of
It's
them.
mine.
I think it's
Just-
tied for my worst. So it's
Okay.
probably our total group worst.
Yep. So I'm going to give Momoland's "Show Me" for the single. I'm giving
Zero.
it a 0.5
Oh, 0.5.
out of 3.5. And that's just me being generous. Like, because again, there was potential here, but I feel like again they squandered all potential to chase memes essentially, and that's most of my gripes with this song in terms of production. Album I gave 2 out of 3.5, mostly just because for Falling You.
That's way higher than I thought you
Yeah,
would.
like Falling You kind of just saved it. I mean, Light Up was just boring. Holiday is just literally like the musical equivalent of playing like a Banjo-Kazooie game.
Dude,
like,
yes, that's what I was actually just saying about the ha 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 thing. It sounds like a Banjo-Kazooie.
It does sound like Banjo-Kazooie.
I'd rather
Yeah.
play Banjo-Kazooie in
Oh,
2019 than freaking listen to this
Hey,
crap.
Banjo-Kazooie holds up. That game's great.
Like, literally, like I'd
But
rather
yeah, the
listen.
sound effects are very obnoxious.
I'd rather listen to that
No,
over and over again
I
than listen
tried
to some
playing
of the songs. on this.
ukulele and I couldn't play
still
for very
haven't
long.
played it.
I couldn't get through the sound effects of the
Talking.
characters. It was so annoying.
Yeah,
And that's
That's
the
just a
musical
band. That's
equivalent
just-
of this song.
yeah.
I gave a 1 out of concept, and that 1 point is literally just for the outfits. That's it. That's entirely it. So
Yeah.
Styling,
that is a truly Daebak record of 3.5 out of 10. Jacob.
Oof. Okay, I was not that merciless. So for music, I was very generous. I gave them a 4 out of 7.
That is very
What
generous.
the hell?
Yes, I gave them a 4 out of 7. I think they have something that's salvageable, but like get completely different producers. Like
Yeah,
for
100%.
real.
No more shit, something
Then
on Tiger.
concept I gave a 1.5 out of 3 because there was no. It's the word I'd use is unremarkable. I guess
Yeah.
if that. I think that's the most fitting thing. So overall, I gave it a 5.5.
Okay, so I wasn't as merciless as Andrew and Cooper, but I wasn't nearly as merciful as Jacob either. I gave
Merciful
it a
5.5 out of 10.
yes, that's generous in my opinion. I gave it a 3 out of 7 for music. I think 2 out of the 3 songs were okay, and I would listen to them again if I had to. But the other 3 songs were just straight annoying trash. So 3 out of 7 was even a little generous in my opinion. And this is coming from me. Think about
The guy that gives like
this is like a
9s to
0 for
everything.
most of Discord. And then yes, I also gave it a 1 for concept. I pretty much entirely because Heize looks amazing. But no, yeah, I think they look great.
Nancy too.
But
I like Nancy.
the music, yeah, the group, like overall they look good, but yeah, the music video was trash and the choreography was basically non-existent. So yeah, I gave it a 4 out of 10. Probably my worst score. And then
We're
Cooper.
definitely gonna get shit post
No,
comments.
this
I know we
actually,
are.
I'm gonna be honest, this was kind of fun. Like, we should review shitty albums more often. Like, I'm enjoying this more than I thought I would, considering how much I like
Yes,
listening
give
to,
in to
like,
the
how much
hate.
I like
Now
stuff.
you understand how I feel when I give.
Well,
bad-
yeah, but that's because I like most things. So when I get something this bad, it's like I get to do something different and like
You're like,
change up
oh,
my.
this exists.
Yeah, I get to talk about things in a negative
that
sense.
shouldn't exist. Okay,
Yeah,
what are
that's
Cooper's
true.
thoughts?
Cooper's thoughts. This album is not good. I like Light Up, and that's about it. The production feels rushed and lazy. The vocals are overall pretty bad. The choreo for I'm So Hot is uninspired and boring, and the music video doesn't stand out in any way. I'm So Hot is just an even more watered down version of Bam with some swing samples to try and change things up, but it still ends up sounding recycled and dull. Falling You is an okay ballad, but breaks up whatever flow the album had going for it. Light Up is the only track I'll go back to. Holiday is honestly one of the worst songs I've heard this year. I wish Momoland ever tried with their music because the members are really charismatic and charming.
Yeah.
And he gave it the same score as Andrew. He gave it a 2.5 out of 7 for music and a 1 out of 3 for concept. So 3.5. So this averages to 4.125 or a 4.
A 4.
We gave
that is our lowest by far. Our lowest.
Oh, 100%. We did I think we gave because our lowest before this was
4 out of 10 is the lowest score I've ever given.
Dumbfound Dead was like 5 or 6.
6, so,
yeah. I think it was a 5.
Unity I gave a 4 out of 10.
Unity was pretty low.
Yeah.
Unity was better than this.
Yeah, I'd rather listen to Unity, like their last album again, where they barely didn't care.
I don't know.
It
was just all boring ballads. This is just bad songs.
Yeah, this is there's boring music and there's bad music, and there's a bit of both on here, unfortunately. So, those are our thoughts on Momoland Show Me. Please let us know in the comments nicely as possible, though we're probably not gonna get nice comments here. What your thoughts were on their comeback. Do you like I'm So Hot? Do you like Momoland doing meme music? Are you as frustrated as we are with their lack of innovation? Please let us know in the comments below. Please be civil. Please don't dox us. Please don't kill me.
Don't literally crucify.
Most of the people that listen to us are.
Yeah, no, I don't think a 20-minute review. I don't think a 25-minute review is gonna appeal to too many Momoland fans. Yeah. But
we might piss off like Paige and Aubrey. I don't know if they like this album.
I piss them off regularly, so I mean I don't care.
Yeah.
Other than them, we're probably fine.
Yep.
Take us out, Jacob.
That's it. All right. Well, those of you who made it all the way through the episode, thanks for listening. We appreciate it greatly. Once again, join Discord. It's the best way to talk to us, get to know us, join the community, all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun. Mucho lit. Anyways.
It is.
Subscribe, please. Support means a lot. Comment your thoughts on all the albums that we reviewed, especially with Momoland, because I'm curious what people think.
What other people think. I think the majority of people that listen to us are. Yeah, if you like it, let us know, because I want to know why.
Yeah,
and that's not a knock at you. I seriously want to know what you hear in the song that you enjoy, because to me there was nothing.
Maybe they like Banjo-Kazooie voice acting.
That's true. Some people probably do.
Yeah.
We have anything upcoming? Anyways. Jacob, do you have anything upcoming that you want to announce? Anything fun in Korea until we get there?
Nope.
No? I'm going to Han River tomorrow with some friends. That's about it. So
apparently it's a thing for people to drink beer by the Han River or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
It's just like a giant. You just lay out. It's like a park, a big park area.
Yeah, so
I
know.
It's my we got paired up with a Korean buddy, so we have a group of a few buddies and some students. So we're doing that tomorrow. So
that sounds fun.
It'll be fun.
Wait, do they have open container laws in Korea?
Yeah, you just drink anywhere. There's no.
Oh, they literally don't give a fuck. Okay.
No, you literally everyone.
You can walk around and see puke on the street.
No, yeah.
Some old man passed out on the freaking curb.
Oh, so that like New York.
Yeah, it's everyone just walks around drinking it. After 8 p.m., everyone's just walking around with booze in their hands.
They don't even brown bag it.
Well, because the thing is, it's so cheap at convenience stores. You can buy soju for cheaper than water sometimes.
Yeah, soju is
it's $1 for a bottle of it. So you just walk in the convenience store, buy a bottle of soju, walk out, open up, just start walking around drinking it.
Yep.
Do we have anything else? I mean, next week or the same week that this goes up, we'll probably have Produce Cast.
Yep.
Eyes 1 is coming back on April 1st, so we're going to have a review of that.
Oh, already. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we're going to have a Produce Cast review of that mini album. I'm still trying to get the tickets for the concert the HKT48 concert in Yokohama. Hopefully we get that. But yeah, we really don't have anything else. We're about by the time this comes out, we're about 3 weeks out from 3 or 4 weeks out from going to Korea, so that's crazy. Yeah. That is crazy.
Oh my God, that's so crazy.
We're 3.5 weeks right now.
Oh
so,
God, I don't even have luggage yet, so we have to prepare for that. So,
oh really?
Please let us know if you have any ideas for what if I'm gonna submit a panel idea for KCON. I'm still going for Produce X101 as our idea, but if you have any other ideas, please let us know. That's all I got. I have to go. I want to go eat now because I woke up at 7 a.m.
Lunch.
Yep.
Lunchtime. Okay.
Jacob, take us out.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. I hope you join us again next week. And yeah. Thank you.
Goodbye.
And goodbye.
Stay garbage.
Stay throbbingly garbage.
Yep.
For me, Crush is just the king of features. He's on everything, and I think he's fantastic. I thought there was a great opening with him in the piano, and then I really like the mix between like his soft singing and harmonies, and then Tablo's like angry rapping.